hands and his feet bound. Not found until his body was extremely cold.
And U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says the number of inmate deaths by murder, suicide, or illness is twice the national jail average. And then there's the excessive force by guards. Also, the report found lapses in food, medical, and mental health care. The report calls all the problems it found violations of inmates' constitutional and civil rights and calls for reforms. No timeline, though, has been set for those reforms to take place. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
54 degrees in Atlanta, drying out this afternoon. The sun returns tomorrow. Two women and one man are behind bars after a deadly shooting in a popular Brookhaven park.
A search warrant was served on the three suspects in Saturday night's shooting near the tennis courts at Blackburn Park in Brookhaven. Chief of Police Brandon Gurley says Azra Shepard, Naomi Henry, and Davion Mew are now behind bars for shooting and killing a Decatur man.
Without a doubt, had it not been for the cameras and the license plate readers that we have leveraged and invested in here in the city of Brookhaven, the case would not have resolved itself so quickly.
Chief Gurley says the three suspects each now faces felony murder and robbery charges. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Coweta County Sheriff's Office mourns the loss of K-9 Officer Titan. He was caught in the middle of a deadly gunfight overnight in Fairburn. Investigators say deputies chased a driver at speeds of more than 110 miles per hour before the driver crashed and opened fire at them on Roosevelt Highway. The suspect is dead. A bullet grazed another deputy who is now out of the hospital. The GBI is investigating. President-elect Trump's nomination of former Congressman Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General could face tough sledding in the confirmation process.
Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal, who was on the Judiciary Committee which would oversee confirmation hearings of Matt Gaetz, says he has heard from 5 to 10 Republicans who are possible no votes.
CBS congressional correspondent Scott McFarland reports Gaetz had been under an ethics investigation for alleged sex trafficking. The Consumer Product Safety Commission has an urgent warning today about dangerous adult bed rails. 18 people have died since 2021. Medical King is recalling about 220,000 of its products due to risks of entrapment and asphyxia. This comes after a 66-year-old man died after being trapped between a mattress and a bed rail in South Carolina. It is now 3:03 and the Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Veronica Harrell.
Right now, talking about delays over in the Emerson area. Yeah, folks, it's still there. That long-standing tractor-trailer crash been out there since 10 a.m. 75 southbound at Emerson Allatoona Road, exit 283. It's all off to the left. They're doing cleanup work. However, you're still looking at delays to stretch back to Highway 20 over in Cartersville. May still want to use Highway 41. And over on 75 northbound, that's just brake lights to start before Highway 92 over in Ackworth. Elsewhere, dealing with a few brake lights downtown, 75, 85 north and south. I'm Veronica Harrell, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. The rain showers tapering off, still cloudy today, high 58, lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 64. Sunshine on Saturday, morning low 43, afternoon high 67.
54 in Dallas, 56 in College Park, 48 in Lawrenceville. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable, recovery, afternoon radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I thought my eyes were deceiving me. Welcome back, man.
Well, they are deceiving you. This is not really me. I mean, look, I'm not
It's a
even
hologram.
shaving. I'm not even shaving.
AI Eric.
When do
That's
I
right,
ever when do I ever show up to work unshaven? Man, sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. I called my boss almost every day. I'm sorry, but sometimes your body just lets you down. And that's what happened with me. It's bizarre.
That's okay. We have the B team.
That's right. He was actually very nice and very supportive, which I appreciated. But man, oh man, and I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I think people complaining about their sicknesses are some of the most horrible people to be around.
I've got this ache in
Well,
my
that's
leg.
the problem. As you get older, your friends start. It's like, and you just want to turn them and go, "We're becoming that."
Yeah.
This is what we do. We get together and we talk about our latest episodes. But this one was a bizarre one. I don't even know. What did you, when you came in, you asked me what happened. I don't even know where I was. Like that, it was late.
Well, it's because it's unusual. Usually when you get sick, it's like 1 day or maybe a week. And this time it was 3 days. So that's unusual for as long as I've worked with you.
The whole thing was unusual. So, like Sunday night, I watched the whole game, football all day, family over, blah, blah, blah. Like Sunday night before I go to bed, I'm like, I'm feeling kind of weird. I was like, well, must be tired. And I go to bed. This has never happened to me before. Usually when you end up sick enough that you're going to call in sick, it's, you wake up and you're like, oh, I don't know. Let me give it another hour. Let me see what happens, whatever. And then finally you come to the conclusion. This is the only time this ever happened before. I opened my eyes at 8 o'clock. The very first thought I had was, I ain't going to work today. It was bizarre. It was like that first day, I did not have the energy to get inside of my body. That's the only way that I could put it. And I'm sleeping in the guest room because we're having the master bedroom redone and everything. So the bathroom is literally 1 foot away from the bed. And all day long, I would getting up to go to the bathroom was a project, Like first I would have to get the energy to get inside my body and then make my body do something. And that was pretty much gone by the second day. But then Tuesday and Wednesday was I don't know if this ever happened to you where that kind of thing where you turn your head, it takes like a nanosecond for your brain to follow.
Oh, absolutely.
That kind of.
You're just delayed. Yeah.
You're just
absolutely.
everything wasn't working out right. But
Did
hey.
you have a fever?
Never had a fever. Didn't have a cough. Didn't have any congestion. All body stuff.
But you did go to a wedding on Friday night, so that I suspect you probably got it from that, right?
You had body COVID.
Yeah.
Possibly that. Oh, does it turn around that fast?
Typically, yeah. That's about 2-3 days. So that's in the right range.
My wife also, babysitting the grandchildren.
Oh, that'll definitely do it.
She told me that our 3-year-old grandchild in the afternoon kind of walked up to her and said, Gamma, I'm going to take a nap. So who knows?
Aww.
Yeah, okay. That could easily be it, too.
Who knows? So anyway, nobody likes to listen to an old man talk about his ailments. So that's enough of that.
How's your bum knee?
Oh, gosh, the weather.
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Yeah.
Is that what you want from me? Weather predictions? Is that what you want out of an ailing old man? What a nice person.
Yes.
What did I do? I watched that movie Saturday night.
Is it good? It's on video on demand now, right?
It's very good.
Good. I'm going to watch it this weekend.
It's very good. Now,
Saturday night? Not the SNL thing.
Yeah, that's good. It's just called Saturday Night.
Oh, I thought it was called 10 Minutes to Air or something.
Well, no, it's although that's what it is. The whole movie is the hour and a half before they go live for the first show. And I loved it just because, you guys might be in trouble and end up with more work because of this, because it's like, wow, I miss that madness of stage shows, just the stuff that's going on, and everything for some reason when it's time to go comes together, but everything's on fire 3 seconds before the curtain opens. God, that was exciting, and they really get that across. Now, here's the question is, how much of what I saw really, really, really happened? Because I think they may have taken a bunch of stories from the first season and put them in that first. And
there's that book that came out a couple years ago, a long time ago, but it's Live from New York is the name of the book, and it's all like a diary and people's personal notes.
No, I don't think it's from that book. I think there's been a book more recently.
Okay.
But Carlin comes off as a jerk. Dan Aykroyd comes off as a, just touchy-feely with every woman, which I never heard anything like that about him. Milton Berle comes off as, I won't even ruin it for anybody.
They do that one?
Did that really happen?
Well, he was a host, right?
No. He was doing a special on another floor, and he comes up. Johnny Carson comes off as an absolute jerk.
Really?
So I don't know how much of what I'm seeing is actually, and the whole thing with John Belushi, they have him just laying in the middle of the ice in front of the thing, wondering if he's going to sign his contract and do it 30 minutes, 10, 15 minutes before they air. Like, is that true? I don't know how much actually happened and how much, how they'll take a bunch of stories and put them into one, kind of to get the madness across. I don't know.
His wife said he never carried ID and that somebody had. Who's the person in the movie that pressures him to sign it?
It's usually Rosie Schuster.
Okay, yeah, that they had to drag him in there to do it. He didn't know.
I don't doubt that storyline is right, but was he really laying, face up on the ice in his beat costume 10 minutes before he had to be up in 8H and be in the first sketch? I don't know, but. That doesn't matter because it just captures the energy of the whole thing. It's very well done. It's very well done. I really enjoyed it. And, I wasn't even on the planet when I watched it. So who knows? If I watched it actually in my body, maybe I would have a different...
maybe when you rewatch it, you have a totally different perspective.
Yeah,
you're like,
what was I thinking? I was hallucinating.
Yeah, when you're in your real body, you're like, what in the world is this crap?
Carlin comes off as one of the old suits.
Yeah.
Like not as one of the young hippies that's about to engage in this, kind of thing, which is like that. If that's true, I find that like totally not even a part of the whole thing, wouldn't talk to anybody. And then there's this scene right before when they're all going down to get in their places to start the show. There's a scene at the end with Carlin that I won't spoil it. I'm like, did that really happen? Like, how did I ever not, if that really happened, how did I not ever hear about it? But you know what? It doesn't matter because it really captures that essence. Really good movie. Well worth watching. You don't have to be like, oh, I like films. Or it's just a really good movie. Saturday night. Very well worth watching. What else did I do? Besides, I just sat around and went to the bathroom. Other than that, that's my.
In a bucket, or did you get up and go?
No, I got up and go.
Okay.
Yeah, I went. I have to play this. Here's something else that I watched. So Matthew McConaughey is showing up on a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Two Bears, One
No,
Cave?
I saw a little bit of that.
That was good. Yeah.
Really?
And yeah, well, no, because if you want, I got to tell you, the podcast cringe guy, he's jumped.
That's
ship.
right.
It's just like everything is terrible. I watched the one on this, so I haven't watched the Two Bears, One Cave thing with Matthew McConaughey. But even the stuff that he was showing and trying to say, oh, he made a mistake here or whatever. It's just, what are you talking about? I get it. He gets clicks, and he can't all of a sudden show up and go, hey, it was a good show.
Yeah.
He's got.
He's has to stay on brand.
Joe Rogan's been dying with this guy for a year, and he just had 80 million views for an interview. So I wouldn't follow that. So I haven't watched the actual podcast. And Matthew McConaughey, I watched the Rick Rubin one. And so it's Rick Rubin. If you know Rick Rubin, music producer, produced the Beastie Boys, did all those, brought Johnny Cash back from the dead in the 90s with those great albums. And he's kind of a mystical kind of guy. And he and McConaughey are just, mystifying each other, through the whole thing. And McConaughey is a very smart and in a lot of ways very interesting person. When I was watching it, I thought, this is like an Aaron Rodgers that doesn't annoy you. It's like if Aaron Rodgers knew how to actually listen to others, that's what Matthew McConaughey would be. But he gets so... He's talking like morals and being a parent. And you're like, wow, yeah, absolutely. What a great way to... He goes to church every Sunday, but he also drinks whiskey and gets wine. It's like a full-rounded person. And then he gets to the story, and I've got it here. So I have to set the story up. I really think that like when you're an actor that's that good, you have to have this part of you that is just so open and vulnerable because you have to kind of let other people and their thoughts and like you got to play people that you don't like, but you got to act like you like what you're saying. You know what I mean? So you have to be so open. I found out a long time ago, I tried to play around with acting and I realized I cannot be that open. The real me is going to come in and go, what the hell's going on here? I cannot do that. But McConaughey, I'm sure this has some reason as to why he's such a good actor. But at one point, Rick Rubin asked him, what's the most beautiful place you've ever been? And without hesitation, I think he says Mali, Africa. Is it Mali or not? I don't know. He says, but in Africa. And Rubin says, why? And he says, well, it all started, I had a wet dream. And it was, I was in the dream, I was on a long river, and there were like African swordsmen down on to the left or whatever. And, I woke up and I thought, well, that's not the elements usually that you get with, nocturnal emissions. And he said, so something is up here. And he goes, 5 years later, I had the dream again. So I had to do something. I had to figure this out. So he goes to the Amazon. He figures it's the Nile. He spends like 17 days going down the Nile, eating with the people of the tribes and whatever. And he comes back. He's like, I guess I got it out of my system. 5 years later, I have it again, obviously. But then he's in his hotel room in Ireland, and he's listening to this African musician that he loves. And he goes, well, all right, where's he? So he decides he's going to go find him in Africa. And he gets to Africa, this place, whatever. 4 days in, he finds the guy. He has lunch with him, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, now I've done that. So the guide is said, well, you should do this other thing. So they go like hiking for like 17 days or whatever. Like, so he does the whole Africa thing. Then he says, like, this is where I got the audio for you here. And he says, 4 years later, I go to Africa. There's some music festival in Africa in the middle of the desert. And this musician that he loves is playing. And so he's there and he's whatever. So then he gets to this part of the story. And the guy he's talking about, he hears him playing in a tent. And by the way, while this whole story's going on, Rick Rubin is so out there with him that he doesn't, it's just like, yeah.
I find on the last night, I'm walking around camp and I hear Ali strings. And I go look under the tent and there's Ali playing guitar, the little campfire. There's a French journalist and the village hermaphrodite. This young boy who had large breast on one side, but also testicles, but fully naked, was crawling all over Ali as he played, just adoring him. And Ali's playing the song, and what I noticed over there, and they saw this in many circumstances, you don't shoo the inconvenience. You don't run someone off stage, hey, I need my space. No, you play this song as it has never been played before because you have the village hermaphrodite crawling all over you, making you play out of tune. That's the original tune. And it will only be played once. And that's, you play it as it lays. There was a beauty to that.
That's amazing.
Rick Rubin doesn't even raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in that story.
Yeah, when that village hermaphrodite's dancing around on you and there's bees flying around, you just play it.
First of all, is there a hermaphrodite for every village?
In Africa, not here.
An African tradition.
I have no idea. But it's like, I could be, like, I get what he's saying. In Africa, they don't question things. They just keep going, and they deal with it kind of in an improvisational way. But if I was Matthew McConaughey and I opened that tent, I would go, huh? I would have backed away. And I think maybe that's why I'm not a good actor. I don't know. I can't be open to everything. Or is McConaughey just being really naive and he just kind of walked in on kind of a ritualistic kind of sex thing? Like, why the assumption that there was no sexual energy involved?
Then I went down the dirt road a little bit longer, and there was an elephant making love to a hippopotamus. I said, "You just got to let it go. That's your thing. It's part of the whole the whole traveling the journey."
It is. Remember, the whole thing starts out because he has a nocturnal emission after a dream, and then he doesn't understand. It all leads to that. So, but the whole thing is really fantastic. He's a very fascinating person. So I'll watch the Two Bears, One Cave one as well. Is he pushing a movie or something? It seems like he's just on like a lot of different podcasts. The book was a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I don't know what he's up to. I didn't watch the whole thing. I've just seen clips. Yeah. So I don't know if he's eventually pushing something. But
I think he has a new movie, but
he's just so natural.
Look, he is who he is, and he's a good person, and he thinks about stuff. And there's another thing he mentions in the Rick Rubin thing that I found fascinating is that when he reads a script and decides whether or not he's going to play a role, he reads it in like 3 or 4 different mindsets. So like he'll read it after a run, then he'll read it at 2:00 in the morning with whiskey in his system, and he'll read it after church, and so that when he shows up on a set, whatever the director wants, he's seen the character from like 4 different angles.
Oh, that's so smart.
And so he can kind of go into different directions. It's a fascinating thing. And I'm only like 2/3 through it. It's a long interview. And so I don't know if there's a story better than that. There might be a stranger
that's
story
pretty remarkable.
coming along on that one. So that was it. Saturday night and the Matthew McConaughey interview. That was
I wonder if he told that story on Two Bears, One Cave without being interrupted.
Oh, it's not possible. It's not possible. I love Bert, but when he starts laughing like that,
Yeah.
I just have to. I don't know what. I don't know. Do people love that?
Mm.
My
They
mom.
must.
My mom had a really. No, my mom had my mom's laugh. This is when she was ecstatically joyful. Sounded like a witch. Yeah. And it's like, Mom, okay.
Dial it
So
back.
it's triggering. It's triggering for you.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's
Yeah.
triggering for me. Oh no, Mom's laughing and I'm in the room.
Mommy.
Can you kind of? Huh? I know. I said something funny. It makes me want to not ever be funny again. So yeah, that's what I did. I think we should. You guys have been lacking word of the day.
Oh, we have.
So I picked one today that I'd never really heard. It makes a lot of sense. It's not that difficult to understand it, but go ahead. Hit it. Word of the day.
ABC Darian.
What? ABC Darian?
ABC Darian.
Okay.
Those are just letters and then someone's name. I don't know what
Yeah.
his word is.
Yeah, it's like did ABC Darian? Yeah, she was
Oh, yeah.
just over the
Amy.
hill.
Did
Yeah.
ABC Darian?
One more time.
ABC Darian.
Darian has trouble spelling. That's why we call him ABC Darian.
That's right. He's not so. He's simple.
ABC Darian.
Oh, that's so loud. Okay, so it is a noun, and it is a person who is learning the letters of the alphabet, or a beginner in any field of learning is a
ABC Darian.
So there you go. Now you know. If you ever want to have a
That is an
10-cent
easy one.
word.
It's also an adjective.
Yeah, let me see.
Is this to be arranged alphabetically?
Yes.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So, ABC Darian is after you arrange something alphabetically or you're learning the alphabet. So
my niece, who is 3, is an ABC Darian.
And Gilbert is an ABC Darian.
and Waylon, my grandson, are
ABC Darian.
Yes, they are. And,
I don't like the way he says it. A, B, C, Darian. Because it makes it sound like you're spelling like A, B,
But apparently,
C, Darian.
can I tell you? I checked it on 3 different sites.
Yeah.
And they all did the same thing. ABD Sarian.
ABC Darian.
Oh, that's right. ABC Darian. I said, well, I may not be fully in my body.
You're
at this point.
dyslexic.
I have no.
Your illness made you dyslexic.
ZYX Darian.
I want people to understand the way that this show is running. I texted my producer Jared Yamamoto and I said, I'm going to come in, but I'm not going to do any prep. You guys do the prep. And I will plug and play.
Well, it was funny when
we're going to plug in. This is the play part. We've plugged, and the rest of the show is the play part.
When I texted you initially, see, it's funny that I got all the details now that you didn't have like any of the congestion or anything, because I thought you were like in a snot-pocalypse.
Yes, I know. Yeah. You would assume if somebody says they have the body flu or something like that. No, not at all. It's one of the strangest things I've ever had. But
Hey, you're better now, man.
I'm better now, so stop talking about it for heaven's sakes. And I haven't been here for these appointments.
Well, you missed
for
like
the
kind
cabinet.
of on Monday and Tuesday. There was a moment of calmness, right, Tim, where it seemed like people in the political world were
Joe
calming.
Biden had him in. And
Yeah.
I
Joe-
saw that. It's
Joe
like,
Biden, Trump.
Hey,
were-
Hitler, welcome to the White House.
Nice to see you, Adolf.
So I was telling you there, the response to him just makes you say, "Oh, they never believed it."
No,
they never believed it. Like no women howling at the sky. It's like that's why you lost. People sensed that you never really believed it. You didn't say he was Hitler-esque. You said he was Hitler. Everybody was going to go to camps. Rachel Maddow and anybody who said anything, he'd send a force into Canada to get Neil Young and bring him down. It was like it was gonna, and now it's just like, Well, yeah, welcome to the White House. So obviously,
welcome back.
They never believed it, and I think that's a reason why they lost. It didn't come off as authentic, and it couldn't because he'd already been president, and he didn't create camps and send critics. You know, Acosta never was going
Jim
to.
Acosta,
He would have been the first person. But, so it's pretty obvious that. They just, they never believed it.
Well, America, Tim and I were so hopeful. In autumn, we were all so hopeful because it was calm in the political world for Monday, and then Tuesday it picked up a little bit. Then yesterday, when all these appointments started coming in, oh my goodness, then everybody started picking their sides
now
again.
They're starting all over again. And I don't maybe I'm a bit too critical, too close, but this idea of introducing the nation, everybody knows I'm not a huge Matt Gaetz fan. I just don't like that style. But he was investigated for these things that we're talking about for over a year by the Department of Justice, and they brought no charges. I said this before. If you are accused of being a pedophile and it's public and you beat the charge, like the jury finds nothing, or they don't even bring charges, still for the rest of your life, when you walk into every room, the first thing that people are going to think is that being accused of, he was accused of underage sex trafficking. But they never brought charges, and they investigated it for a year and a half. Now, what kind of system do we live in? That's how he needs to be introduced by the media to people, that no charges were ever brought for this thing? The media is doing it again. They're not learning their lesson, and these cabinet choices are the first way they're going, hey, you know what? We just don't want any viewers anymore, ever. We don't care.
City of Hope. We're more than just a top-ranked cancer hospital. For over 100 years, we've been making breakthroughs, pushing the limits of what's possible, targeting cancer at the molecular level, pioneering treatments used worldwide. At City of Hope, your entire cancer-fighting team is bound together by a single mission: to cure your cancer. And now City of Hope is closer than ever, providing patients in Metro Atlanta the cancer care they deserve. Learn more at cityofhope.org.
You don't have time for small sales, so we're going big. For one day only, you can get up to 50% off New South Windows and Doors. Just visit our showroom on November 16th and bring your window and door measurements for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Get New South Windows and Doors for up to half the price, in person only. November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 to find a showroom near you.
A window is a window is a window. It's glass and you look through it, right? Yeah, not really. Dave Baker here from my window experts at Nelson Exteriors. Windows are actually one of the hardest projects to shop for because they come in so many variations. That's why I recommend Nelson Exteriors. They give you window options to fit your budget, your needs, and your home, all backed by their worry-free lifetime labor warranty. Pick the company that's more picky than you. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top local story: 3 people are arrested in a homicide at Blackburn Park in Brookhaven. 21-year-old Brandon Xavier Davis of Decatur was shot and killed near the tennis courts last Saturday. Police Chief Brandon Gurley credits the use of technology for helping to catch the suspects.
Without a doubt, had it not been for the cameras and the license plate readers that we have leveraged and invested in here in the city of Brookhaven, the case would not have resolved itself so quickly. quickly.
Police say the suspects lured the victim to the park under the pretense of a business transaction with intent to rob him. A new report out today from the Justice Department details the horrific conditions at the troubled Fulton County Jail. U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says the report finds conditions at the jail violate the Constitution and federal law.
The most obvious casualties of the civil rights violations occurring in the jail are those who leave the jail in body bags.
Attorney General Merrick Garland says LaShawn Thompson's horrific death was symptomatic of a pattern of dangerous and dehumanizing conditions at the Fulton County Jail. Sheriff Pat Labatt has consistently raised concerns about conditions at the jail. Georgia's jobless rate is steady and remains below the national level.
The Georgia Department of Labor says the state's unemployment rate held steady for a third straight month at 3.6%. That's 0.5% below the national rate, and Labor Commissioner Bruce Thompson says it's a testament to common sense pro-business policies that make Georgia the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Jobs were up by 1,500 from September to October. For the year, jobs increased by nearly 65,000. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Advance Auto Parts is closing more than 700 locations following a disappointing earnings report. It is not yet known which, if any, stores in Georgia are affected. The car parts retailer has about 5,000 stores and plans to close about 500 corporate-owned stores and 200 independently operated locations. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center, here is Andrew Seco.
Starting off with some trouble through Cobb County. New crash in a right lane. Somebody down 70 south at Delk Road. That's exit 261. And new trouble as you pass by the airport. Got a crash in a right lane. Already causing delays on the outer loop. 285 eastbound right when you get to 675. That is exit 52. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Drying out for the rest of today. Cloudy skies with a high of 58. Cool for tonight. Lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 64. Abundant sunshine on Saturday, morning low 43, afternoon high 67.
Right now it's 51 in Norcross, 55 in Jonesboro, and 53 in Ackworth. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where this weekend we're inviting you to our Takori holiday event, where you can shop an extended collection of engagement rings, wedding bands, and new fashion jewelry, all handcrafted in the USA. They're fully customizable, so you can try on all your options and have your dream ring handcrafted in time for a holiday proposal. You can get up to 24 months 0% APR financing or up to $1,000 back in Amex gift cards. Only at D. Geller & Son in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs. RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. It's Eric Erickson, and with the guaranteed offer, you can skip the uncertainty, sell your home fast for all cash in as little as 21 days. Mark Spain Real Estate's been serving families for nearly 30 years and has helped over 58,000 satisfied clients. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer would be and start packing.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health, and I think it's real important to talk about what is most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual Imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put this off. I've done it. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-7226. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Ah, it's my favorite time of year. Crisp autumn air, falling leaves, and low natural gas rates. You can avoid unpredictable prices and high bills with a discounted 18-month fixed rate from Scana Energy. Don't wait. Sign up with Scana by December 4th to lock in a low price for 2 winters. Visit scanaenergy.com/save for details or call 1-877-GO-SCANA to sign up with code SAVE. New residential accounts only. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. In a perfect world, when you have a plumbing issue, you want a plumber that answers the phone when you call, shows up on time, respects your home, and tells you exactly what needs to be done, quotes you a price, and does the job right the first time. They appreciate your business, and Superior Plumbing becomes your plumber for life. Call Superior Plumbing to come fix your plumbing issues.
Superior, the honest one. Call 770-422-PLUM.
All right, I will say this about Matt Gaetz being the Attorney General. Pretty much welcome home Edward Snowden, because apparently during Trump's first term, Matt Gaetz is one of the people trying to convince him to pardon Trump. This is from Glenn Greenwald. The idea was that after he was impeached the second time, the Republicans like Pompeo and stuff that wanted him not to pardon Snowden or Assange basically said, you know, we can work. Oh, in the Senate, we can actually convict you. Like an impeachment is just an indictment. Doesn't mean anything other than a scar on your record. But if the Senate, you know, votes guilty, then you can never run for president again. And I think the threat was held over Trump. If you free Assange and or Snowden, we'll find the votes in the Senate, make sure that you're pronounced guilty in that second impeachment, and you'll never be able to run for president again. That's the story that I heard. But apparently Matt Gaetz was a little bit on Assange, which he's already done with. But so look for Edward Snowden maybe to get pardoned.
But didn't Edward Snowden steal things and leak them?
Yeah, but so did
Chelsea Manning.
Chelsea Manning.
Ah, that's right.
And so the guy's been in exile for, you know, however, you know,
a decade or more.
You could say that he's paid this price. You know, he hasn't been able to be with. I don't know.
He has to eat Russian food every day.
Also, you know what? I don't give a damn about that.
Yeah.
What I care about is I want to know what the hell the intelligence agencies are doing. And I know that there's some things they can't tell me. Some things. And my speculation, I should say almost my belief at this point is, yeah, there is a subset of things that they're not letting us know that we shouldn't know, but that there are probably 75% of things are about self-protection. So, and, you know, we saw that because of Snowden, we wasn't the Snowden thing where we saw the helicopter pilots killing those AP reporters and, you know, light them up and all that. You know what? That doesn't feel good as an American to see that, but it's my taxpayers' dollars, and I want to know. I want to see stuff like that because I want to be. It doesn't mean I'll come out against every action, but I feel like I have the right to know if things like that are happening. Our government was never going to tell us that we killed a bunch of reporters thinking that they were terrorists. And you know what? They should have, because the media would have helped them out and never talked about it. Because you remember that family of 10 that we killed on the way out of Afghanistan with a drone that, and we just throw a bunch of money at the families, you know, because they're not our families and we don't know them. So we can detach ourselves. But a family of 10 that we murdered because we thought they were some people that they weren't. You know, if you're in that family, that's a loss for your whole life. Just like if somebody murdered your son or your wife or your husband, but we don't know them. They're on the other side of the world. So we can go, well, you know, things happen in war and move on with our lives. That's fine. We know about that one, but how much did we concentrate on that in the media? Not much. Like if Trump did it, maybe we would have had a little more. Sorry to say, but that's what I think. So we have a media that covers up for our intelligence agencies. And it's funny, I was thinking about this. The intelligence agencies made a very smart move somewhere in the 90s, which was rather than being the bad guys with the media, they started becoming friends. And to a reporter, a source inside is so valuable.
Oh, yeah,
So
absolutely.
they started like making people available and becoming best friends with reporters. And, you can take this story, but this would be kind of dangerous. You might not want to, and you don't want to lose your source. So they made a very interesting change, which was, let's stop. In Vietnam, they were the short hairs with, the squares, and, they made a decision, we need to buddy up with the media. And that's what happened. And so we need people like Assange and Snowden, unless you think that they just have a right to take your money, spend it any way they want, kill anybody they want, and not tell you about it. I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. So I'm happy that Snowden did what he did. I'm happy that Assange did what he did. And I'm happy that the intelligence agencies have something to worry about in this age. I mean, it can't be enough. If we're all going to go digital all the time, the fact that all of our privacy is going to be stolen and sold and used against us, and our money is going to be stolen from us, that can't be the only thing. There has to be a silver lining that the intelligence agencies are also going to have their secrets out there, So it's a balance. It's a little bit of a balance.
Where do you put reality winner in all of those
Same
conversations?
thing, like with Chelsea.
Chelsea Manning?
She's out now, right?
She is.
She's
Got
out.
pardoned.
So, I think all of that stuff, it's, it's funny, these politicians and the intelligence agencies, they can lie and lie and lie and get promoted, whatever. Assange and Snowden are in trouble for not lying. Nobody's ever said that they told anything that was a lie. But people who lie to us constantly will stand in front of an American flag and talk about how horrible these people are for telling us the truth.
And now they're saying Tulsi Gabbard is a Russian asset.
They
and
were
shit.
saying that for the longest time
Yeah.
because they're scared. The cabinet situation is an interesting one because there's some stuff that I'm like, this guy who's going to be, who's this guy, Mike Waltz, National Security Advisor? This guy's been talking about going to war with Iran for a long time. But then you see stuff like Tulsi Gabbard, Director of National Intelligence, and who else is in there? Just kind of odd. Marco Rubio is Secretary of State. Not a huge fan. But he's also got the Elon Musk and Vivek with the other thing.
The Doge department.
Yeah. And so I think I see kind of like, all right, I don't like, as someone who doesn't like neocons, my idea is get them all out of government. Get them all out of government.
Well, we're not going to let that happen. I got my guy in there.
So
That's right. You did get
well,
Thune.
Trump didn't have anything to say about that.
Right.
That was a vote in the Senate. And he will be a guy. We'll see which way he goes. I'll get to that in a moment. But I think that I started to look at this stuff like Pete Hegseth over defense. He's there because Trump didn't like the fact that the generals weren't doing stuff that he wanted. And he's there to keep an eye on that. The guy that I don't like because he's been talking about going to war with Iran, well, maybe it's Trump's idea that make Iran think that we'll go to war with them. I don't like the $1 trillion a year military budgets. Trump does. And the reason that he does is he thinks that that's deterrence, that if people think that you will come kill them, they're less likely to do something to make you come kill them. Now, that works until it doesn't work, I
Right.
suppose. But then I started to see this whole thing as, kind of like, okay, put this guy in a situation where the people in Iran go, uh-oh. Supposedly that was the idea behind Bolton in the first administration, is that, people in Syria go, this guy's crazy. He might just start bombing everything, So I'm kind of getting the idea there. We were talking about the media not getting it already. Another complete ridiculous thing that I saw in coverage, the idea that Elon Musk being put in this government efficiency thing was a demotion, that what was supposed to happen was Elon was going to be the real president. I'm not lying.
People are.
Yeah. Elon was supposed to be kind of run the country, and Trump was just going to golf. And he got all that money from Elon, and it's been portrayed, on MSNBC. And I even see like liberal reaction videos on YouTube, like, ha ha, Elon, you thought you were going to. But you can go back to September, and there are videos of Elon Musk talking about this government of efficiency thing. The Doge thing's been out there for a while. And on Joe Rogan, a couple of days before the election, Elon Musk talked about it in length about what it was. And besides, it's as ridiculous as some of these ideas they put out that, like Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad and stuff like that, because I don't know if you've noticed this, but Elon Musk is busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elon Musk has to go rescue those astronauts that Boeing has stranded on the International Space Station. They were supposed to be there for 4 days. And in February, they had to call Elon Musk, can you go get these astronauts that are stranded by Boeing, a company, I don't know how old they are, but I think they've been around as long as jet travel. And so SpaceX has to go bail them out. He's got to run Tesla X. He's got the Boring Company, which isn't what it sounds like. It's a tunnel building.
No, it's not Dole.
It's the opposite of Boeing, actually.
So, it doesn't even make sense to bring it up. But I saw a clip of, who's that guy on MSNBC, the Last Word?
Chris Hayes?
The other one.
Lawrence O'Donnell?
Yes.
Oh.
And I mean, he's just like mocking Elon. How does this feel?
Stop the
You thought you were going. You thought you were going, and it's just like, you are ridiculous, and this is why people have rejected you. They've seen through all of. Nobody believed the Puerto Rico thing. Nobody believed the Liz Cheney thing. It was as obvious to everyone as it was to us. It turns out we weren't so much smarter than everybody else.
Since the election, Eric, I've made it a point to watch more of MSNBC than any of the other networks, and some of the things that I'm seeing over there. I mean, first off, Fox is just like a complete party. They're like,
yeah,
it's the greatest thing ever.
If it had gone the other way,
so it's unwatchable
if
right
it gone
now.
the other way, Fox would be
in the other
miserable.
in the category,
Right.
but MSNBC, they're just delusional about what's going on.
No, they always have been.
WSB is your home of the Dogs.
Goal to go from the 2.
This week, your Bulldogs host SEC rival Tennessee between the hedges in prime time.
Toss sweep to Nate.
Pre-game coverage starting Saturday at 3:30.
He tucks it and runs.
Kickoff at 7:30.
It gets into the end zone.
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Dave Baker here for Coolray, heating and cooling, plumbing, and electrical. It's a fun time of the year, but don't let a winter storm or down power lines take the power out of your holiday fun. At Brightbox Electrical, a Coolray company, you can purchase a new Generac home standby generator and receive a 5-year generator care membership. That's over $1,700 in savings. Simply schedule your appointment online at brightboxelectrical.com. Brightbox Electrical, Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Ho, 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 Santa here. This December, join me at Sea Island and get in the Christmas spirit early with 25% off room reservations at the Cloister or the Lodge. Experience Sea Island as it transforms into a coastal winter wonderland. Receive a $250 resort credit per stay to use on some of our newest experiences, like Holiday Camp Cloister, Story Time with Scout, and Bike Tour with me, Santa. Reserve this limited time offer today by visiting SeaIsland.com or call 1-800-SEA-ISLAND. Offer subject to availability. Terms apply.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz, and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no, and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS.
carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, could be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Go to carsforkids.org today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Every single month that you wait to call MyLend is just another month where you've likely paid more than you should have on your mortgage. This is Scott Slade. The time to act is now. Everything is moving in the right direction for you to start saving on your mortgage. No matter your scenario, MyLend has seen it. Reverse mortgages for you or your parents, specialty purchase programs, cash out refinances, second mortgages, rental properties, VA and FHA. Mortgages are MyLend's specialty. And when you've been doing it as long as they have, you've seen it all. I've been saying it for years, and it's still true today. MyLend is constantly closing loans other lenders just can't close. The Fed is starting to lower rates, so your time to act is now. Take a few minutes out of your day and call my friends at MyLend. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. MyLend's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLend is an equal housing lender.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Apparently a big thing broke out here having to do with not Buckhead, not Midtown, but Midhead.
That's what Jared called it, and Autumn and I were gobsmacked.
Well, it's true. We're kind of on the edge of Midtown.
I get it. I
We're
get
on
it.
the edge. We're edging towards Midtown.
Yeah, that's right. So it makes for a lot of sexual.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about, Eric?
Allusions.
No, we were going back and forth about Midhead.
I get it. So this went so far that there's actually a song that we have.
We've had requests from open micers to make an
AI song.
Make an AI song about it.
And since we're gonna get real serious with Bill Crane in a few minutes, we might. Now I have not heard this song. If you get me canceled, after the week I've had, I'll just accept it.
Jared censored the part that needs to be censored.
Oh, but he questioned it, right?
I know he did.
All right, go.
Yeah. We ain't Buckhead, we ain't Midtown, we ain't downtown, and yo, we ain't uptown.
We West Peachtree, Sherwood Forest to be exact. Cross from Spring Street, a little off the track. We need a new name for where we're coming from. Call it Midhead, gonna beat it like a drum. Midhead, where there's nothing good to eat. Midhead, electric scooters line the street. Midhead, where you gonna get the scoop? Midhead, where Tim Andrews took a poop. We ordered DoorDash, we stuck in traffic. Midhead is rough, man, think you can hack it? Our bosses see us, don't wanna be us. Robot Cafe is how they feed us. People walk by, don't wanna scare them. Don't be afraid, Joe, that's Mark Aram. Gas station dinner, that's Shelley Winter. We ain't generics, we got two Erics. Midhead, where the dogs are chopping wood. Midhead, it's the bumpin' neighborhood. Midhead, come on by and take a photo. Midhead, say hi to Jared Yamamoto. Midhead, where the crawl space is never wet. Midhead, nicest folks you've ever met. Midhead, that's right, you don't need a fact checker. Midhead, we can even fix your p***er.
We ain't Buckhead, we ain't Midtown, we ain't downtown, we ain't rundown. We ain't 5 Points, we ain't the Highlands. Come down to Midhead, we'll keep you smiling. Midhead, where every girlie is a snack. Midhead, where Dr. Joe can fix your back. Midhead, our studios will make you shiver. Midhead, come kiss a bee next to a river. Midhead, where everybody loves to dance. Midhead, Ashley Frasca helps your plants.
Midhead.
Well done, Timmy.
Now I love the name.
That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Worked.
That was fantastic.
That's where we are, Midhead,
All right,
Atlanta.
who didn't get a shout out? George
Me.
Clark, Autumn Fisher.
Wow.
It was
I couldn't rhyme everybody. It took me forever to figure out how to rhyme the Ashley Frasca.
Doesn't anything rhyme with "she's here too"?
Wow.
Look, that's
Shots
better.
fired.
That's better than
I thought. Maybe you need to go lay down.
That's better than nothing. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that's the
So you're saying
ideal.
just shut my mouth and lay down.
No,
and accept it.
I was
That's what you're
saying what I was saying was there has to be some way to get her in.
And the rest.
Yeah, put her.
Wow,
It's
Tim.
only. Well,
I thought we were a team.
Hey,
We are.
English Nick didn't get a shout
That's
out.
true.
All right, Greg,
The river
wait
date.
till
They're not
Greg
me.
Russ finds out.
Kiss a bee down by the river. I got the others.
That was clever.
What does that mean?
Because we have
B90.
Kiss and the river.
Oh,
And B98.5.
All right, here's the first thing. You have to understand the song before you can be in the song. That's
Yes.
the first rule.
Hey, I just God.
I think it's a travesty. You're coming at me the wrong way. I believe it's a travesty. I
It was
think it's
really
wrong.
good, Tim.
It is very good,
Yeah.
but still a travesty. Somehow it's
I
managed to be
know.
very good.
It's a good travesty.
It's a very good travesty.
Thanks.
As travesties go,
Mm-hmm.
pretty darn good.
I married a Travis,
You did, and it didn't.
so I like travesties.
Yeah, well, it's kind of.
You did. You did like
did.
Travis.
Oh, I still do.
You still do.
She has a couple of them in a drawer. Travis
Drawer.
tees. Never mind.
I don't get
I'll
it.
leave.
Oh, really?
Oh, t-shirts.
T-shirts.
Oh, in a jar?
No, in a drawer.
Oh, I thought
He
you
said
said
drawer.
Oh,
in a
I thought
really
you said, was
weird
that
way.
Pennsylvanian? What is
no,
that?
sometimes I pick up other people's accents. That's sometimes how my wife says
In
drawer.
a drawer.
Drawer.
Oh, because you're
Boston.
married to a person from Boston.
Right.
So they say, when they say drawer, you think they say jar?
Put it in the drawer.
Drawer.
Ah! These people had a dynasty that ran the NFL for 20 years. Unbelievable.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Scott Slade here to talk to you about your health, and I think it's real important to talk about what is most likely to kill you. Heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, and the older we get, the more prevalent it is. But you can reduce your risk. Eat right, don't smoke, exercise, and be informed about what's going on in your own body. Like lots of potentially serious health problems, if you catch heart disease early, you vastly increase your chances of living a longer life. And that's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging scans take less than 10 minutes and screen with 98% accuracy for heart disease. Other scans, including brain and full body, are available too. Virtual Imaging is locally owned and operated in Atlanta for over 15 years, so they can make you this terrific offer. A complimentary heart scan for you and your spouse with a few minimum requirements. So don't put this off. I've done it. Call Virtual Imaging today for your free heart scan. 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-7226. Or visit their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Norwegian Cruise Line's Black Friday preview sale is finally here. Enjoy huge savings with 50% off all cruises and NCL's all-new More at Sea package, including unlimited open bar, specialty dining, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Dave Baker here for Air Quality Systems. If you haven't had your heating and air ducts cleaned in the last 5 years, you need Air Quality Systems. They'll come to your house and clean all that gunk out of your ductwork. That's all they do. They won't wash your siding. They won't clean your carpet. They'll just professionally clean your ducts to the same standards using the same process that they use to clean at UGA, at Children's Healthcare, and at other major hospitals in the metro area. You'll get upfront, all-in pricing over the phone, and your ducts will be clean. Simply go to airqualitysystems.com and breathe easy.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. news,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio with our top local story. We are awaiting a media conference in about 30 minutes by Fulton County officials, including the sheriff. They're expected to respond to today's scathing 97-page report by the U.S. Justice Department about conditions inside the Fulton County Jail. WSB Steve Summers is live now with what a federal investigation says is a real house of horrors.
Yeah, that about sums it up, Bill. Too few guards, a crumbling jail that allows violence to go on unchecked, guards who watch murders happen but don't try to stop them, and inadequate food, medical, and mental health care. And then U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says there's the inmate who died without anybody knowing it.
Began our investigation after LaShawn Thompson was found in his cell, neglected to death, covered in lice. But in the time since his death, several more young men detained in the jail have died, and many died violent deaths.
And that's just part of what that 97-page U.S. Attorney's Office and Justice Department Civil Rights Division report says about the Rice Street lockup and Fulton County's 3 jail annexes. Inmates left to fend for themselves in a place full of violent criminals, abusive and inattentive guards, and unsanitary living conditions. It adds up to 300 stabbings last year alone and deaths by murder, suicide, and sickness. All violations of inmates' constitutional and civil rights, Buchanan says. That report calling for big-time reforms, but it doesn't give a timetable. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
54 degrees in Atlanta. Sunshine back in full force tomorrow. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Brookhaven police credit technology for helping them arrest 3 suspects for the murder of a Decatur man at a popular park.
Chief of Police Brandon Gurley says on Saturday night, 2 women and a man lured 21-year-old Brandon Xavier Davis to the tennis courts at Blackburn Park in Brookhaven and shot and killed him. But just 4 days later, police caught them with the help of technology.
Number one, the case would not have resolved itself so quickly. Number two, I'm not sure it would have even resolved itself with an arrest at all.
With the use of cameras and license plate readers, investigators were able to locate and serve arrest warrants on the 3 suspects, who now face felony murder and robbery charges. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Coweta County Sheriff's Department is mourning a canine named Titan after he and a suspect are killed when a chase ends with gunfire.
Canine Titan spent 5 years with the department and worked numerous cases involving missing persons, drug bust, and warrant service. But he died along with a suspect after a high-speed chase ended with gunfire. That suspect, identified as 23-year-old Jason Andre Wilson of Atlanta, fled a traffic stop in Coweta County and led deputies on a chase that ended with a pit maneuver stop in Fairburn. Wilson then opened fire with an AK pistol and deputies returned fire. One officer suffered graze wounds. He will be okay, but Titan and Wilson died in the exchange. The GBI has been brought in to investigate. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta police are investigating a deadly shooting at a shopping center in southwest Atlanta. The shooting happened at the Princeton Lake Shopping Center on Carmia Drive near Camp Creek Parkway and I-285. Police are working to learn more about the man's death, including information on the suspect and what led to the shooting. New charges are filed today against an Amazon delivery driver accused in a deadly hit-and-run in Cherokee County. 24-year-old London Best now faces drug-related charges.
He is now charged with possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce, possession of a Schedule 1 narcotic being THC wax, and possession of drug-related objects.
Captain Jay Baker with the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office says Best was arrested after he allegedly struck and killed 79-year-old Sandra Fitz of Canton and then left the scene. Some Republican senators are questioning President-elect Trump's nomination of Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. CBS's Nicole Killian reports from Capitol Hill the now former congressman was under an ethics investigation for alleged sex trafficking.
There has been some concern with respect to the ongoing House ethics investigation, which is now basically defunct now that Gaetz has resigned. And I guess a big question is whether or not that report will come out.
Gaetz would have to be confirmed by the Senate. It is now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather and triple team traffic starts with Andrew Seco.
Good afternoon, Bill. Tracking some trouble outbound from Stonecrest. Got a crash in the left lane, 20 westbound as you pass Panola Road. Exit 71. Delay stretching back a few miles here. Little trouble as you head out back passing the airport. We're to DeKalb County on the outer with a stall in a right lane, 285 eastbound, right at 675. That's exit 52, and a little bit of lingering trouble through Cobb County. Crash still living at a right lane here, 75 south. When you get to Delk Road, that's exit 261. Taking a check on Midtown Downtown with the help of Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, it's starting to get jammed up. 75-85 northbound. Seeing those brake lights stretch from University Ave around the Grady curve past North Ave. Southbound delays stretch from 17th Street to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy for this evening. Lows tonight in the mid-40s. Tomorrow, the sunshine returns. High 64. Mostly sunny on Saturday. Morning low 43. Afternoon high 67.
Right now it's 55 in Douglasville, 50 in Alpharetta, and 54 in Locust Grove. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
All right. Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. Why are you pointing to your... I think you're pointing to your computer. It's either your lap or your laptop.
No, it's both.
Okay.
Both. Two good things here. Got some open mics during the break there.
EVH, I'm glad you're back. I thought the doctrinaires had pulled a coup on you or something.
Soft coup.
Knock the old man out, like as we just saw on the national stage.
That's right.
Wow. That Midhead song was amazing. I can't wait for the podcast to drop so I can hear it again.
And we'll play it again a little bit later. That was exceptional, Tim Andrews.
Thank you. We could put the uncensored version on the podcast.
There's a little something that, you know what? We should start charging money.
Yeah.
And just start doing, this is a way to make money. I've never asked my audience for money, and I think I'm getting old. I'm going to need it. So maybe we just do a lot of these things that have on the radio, the censored version plays, and then boom. Bill Crane, you have not been properly introduced. People
Shut your mouth.
I have program directors that people won't know what planet they're on. They won't understand anything. That's right.
I was just being Dr. Joe and jumping right in there.
I know. You got the Dr. Joe privileges.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill Crane's here, and that means that we don't have any sounder for this because Trail Mix is over. But I call it election fallouts.
There we go.
I think some pots and pans are going to fall here.
We had trouble with that the last couple days.
Here's the
Fibber McGee's closet collapsing.
That's right. Fibber McGee. My goodness.
I know there are people in the WSB audience who will understand.
Thank you,
Bill Crane.
What has happened to my WSB?
Fibber
There's still
McGee.
somebody here knows.
I feel
Fibber
bad.
McGee and
I
Molly. barely know what that is.
I feel bad because I'm always referencing the Beatles. All right, so I think it wasn't and somebody else?
Molly.
Okay.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
I never saw it. It was a little before my time.
It was never on television. Well, it
was
actually
a radio
one.
show.
Yeah, it was a radio show, but it was on television, badly acted for one season.
Maybe that's why I had one season.
Yeah.
So I think, because I want to start with a couple of things, we might disagree on a few things today, Bill Crane, but we'll do it respectfully.
That's what our America is great for, that you can have civil disagreements.
Exactly.
Pleasant.
Isn't that right? Isn't that right, President-elect?
Where unity is the message.
I like it.
I thought that too.
All right, Kamala, it's time to exit
I love
stage
talking and
left.
not talking.
I know, but it's time to kind of exit stage left. It's
Well, I
not
mean,
your-
if you have any questions or thoughts,
We will-
I'd love to jump in.
Joe told me who he voted for. You're not going to like it.
Don't call us. You know
Oh.
how it ends. We'll give you if we have any questions.
Well, I was
Well-
going to give out my Thanksgiving sides.
You know what? We'll do that.
recipes.
Wait, well, hey, don't tell her we don't have one. We'll do that. On the,
What?
we'll do
What
that on.
was that?
We'll do that on the big Thanksgiving show.
Oh,
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Oh,
I love Thanksgiving.
Still
I love-
laughing. You're still laughing. That's the.
I think she's on the brink of tears
That's
there,
right.
Eric.
So
She's on the brink.
Oh no, that part's over.
Yeah,
I've gone to the gym and punched a bag. Let out some of my frustration.
Very, very good. Hey, break out the Merlot. You know what? You wouldn't have wanted this job anyway. It's going to be
I'm
rough.
telling you, I'm actually a little bit grateful. I
I'll
just
bet.
stay in pajamas all day.
You're gonna
Oops,
be
I
all
forgot. I'm still the vice president.
Well, the president's in pajamas, so
Yeah,
that sort of
it's true.
serves.
He's forgot. That was weird.
Oh, we're having a PJ party. We're gonna watch.
When they were
all the
meeting-
Christmas movies coming up.
When they were meeting. Oh yeah, you got all those Hallmark
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
Just two brews exchanging stories and
Yeah.
swapping stories in the Oval
Can't
Office.
wait. Popcorn.
It's weird to know how you saw with Biden, and of course he's cognitively challenged right now anyway. But when it's like, "Welcome back, President-elect, former President," it's like, is he President-elect President? That's
Yeah.
the way to kind of put it. So Bill Crane, let's let's start out with the Senate and my speculation that John Thune was put in there by the Republicans because even within the Republican Party, they know that he's got this mandate. It's not the biggest mandate we've ever seen, but I would call it a mandate. If you've seen the map of the United States, I would call
particularly in places that are deeply blue where he closed up margins.
Yeah. So he got the House, he got the Senate.
Of course, that's all because of Starlink and Elon Musk.
Of course.
Oh,
of
yes.
course.
And
Russia.
And don't forget.
And China.
So, and having to do, well, first of all, do you believe that I'm right? That within the Republican Party, it's like, okay, this guy is the party, but we still have to have some kind of ability.
Guardrails, brakes.
Guardrails,
yes.
And especially when it comes to these cabinet nominees. So am I
Yes,
correct?
when it was suddenly going to be Rick Scott, who Donald Trump and MAGA world surrounded to be the Senate Majority Leader, that was based upon Rick Scott, who's sort of a yes man already, saying, yeah, we'll do recess appointments. We'll just bug out right after you're sworn in, and then you appoint all your cabinet members, then we'll come back in session. One, that's probably unconstitutional. But two, the Senate needs to review and confirm and interview. And I can only see really two of maybe three of the nominees who've been named so far that will have a tough time, and perhaps one I hope isn't confirmed.
Okay, now let's talk about that because I think you're talking about Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not a fan of Matt Gaetz, but to me it's more about style.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you something, and tell me that I believe.
And I'm not a fan of him because of the legal. That's not the issue. I heard you talking earlier.
Right.
That's not my issue.
Now I do think that right now the media, which has become an arm of this anti-Trump thing, is we're just going to hear that story over and over and over because in order for a few Republicans to cross over and say this guy can't be attorney general, they believe that they're going to have to lay the groundwork and get moderates and whatever, say, this guy, and they are leading. Now you say it's not the reason that you're against them. They are leading with these allegations that the Department of Justice, both Republicans and Democrats, wanted to get this guy, and they couldn't come up with the charges to do it. And I say that's the reason they lost the election. That's the reason that the media is so despised in this country. If Republicans want to decide that that's what they want to do, that's their decision in the Senate. The media should simply cover that as a internecine warfare. But already, when you lead with allegations that were very investigated with a lot of energy and did not come up with any charges, that is called smearing. That's what that's called. That's called jury tampering. That's called getting a narrative out there. And will the people go, here we go again. Here we go again. Put him in there. I don't care. If the media is against him, put him in there. I think it's interesting that there's all this, oh my gosh, you see, he's not putting these status quo people. He was elected to not do it the way it's been done. Anyway, I'll let you speak to this.
John Thune first knocked Tom Daschle out of the U.S. Senate, the majority leader on the Democratic side, to win that Senate seat in Dakota. He is an independent thinker, and it's someone who I believe could have a conversation with Donald Trump in the Oval Office and say, Mr. President, we can't do that. Mr. President, the Senate won't go along. And there needs to be, for every president of the United States, but for President Donald Trump in particular, because he surrounds himself with loyalists whenever he can, someone who can be that voice of reason, adult in the room, whatever phrase you want to use. And it does look like we are going to get a relatively inexperienced cabinet in a lot of places. So having a strong Senate majority leader is imperative, and I think that would have been the case with either John Cornyn or John Thune, who were the two candidates. Rick Scott didn't make the first ballot. Senators are elected every 6 years. They don't have their cycle in sync. Only a third of them are up every 2 years.
What about Thune? When is he up?
I don't know if he's up in 2 or 4. He wasn't up this time. But my point is they're not all in sync with the president, so they have some degree of independence. They are the more deliberative body, and they're considered in long call the brakes. Slow it down. And so I think that was a good choice. Here's the picks. Here's the ones that I thought are strongest so far. Marco Rubio for Secretary of State. Mike Huckabee for ambassador with some very strong views about Hamas and Hezbollah, but Israel's ambassador, first ambassador that Trump has named. I like Tulsi Gabbard for an NSI. I can understand why some people don't.
DNI.
Correct. Sorry. The National Intelligence Agency. I think his Pentagon choice, Matt Gaetz, and I'm trying to remember all the names that I've heard so far. I would like, for example, Pete Williams, who was a longtime, well-regarded NBC correspondent, left NBC and became spokesperson for the Pentagon and worked there for several years before he retired. And he was there.
Pete Hegseth, you're talking about.
Yes.
From Fox News.
Yes, but sorry,
Yeah.
my bad, not making the full frame of reference. Experienced newsman, covered the Pentagon for 25 years, knew the ins and outs, gets inside and says, as spokesperson, not as Joint Chiefs Chairman, not as Defense Secretary, you would be amazed to know all the different things going on in this building. And I'm using this as a segue to get to Elon Musk. To jump from being a news correspondent and a National Guard serviceman to running the Department of Defense, I think is quite a mountain. So jumping to Elon Musk, and I know we got a commercial coming up, so I'll try to make this. I would do what they're talking about with he and Vivek Ramaswamy walling off the agencies he has contracts with for Elon Musk, NASA.
Yeah.
He had criticized NASA, strangely.
Yeah.
But the federal government is huge. Pick 2 or 3 federal agencies we know are underperforming, and even one that's performing well, and do it there. Show that it works. But to gut the federal employees at the top, to cut off all the G22s and above, is not just a tall order. It could wipe out a lot of institutional memory.
Okay, I think I agree with a little of that, and I disagree with much of it, and we'll talk about that when we get back. Andrew Seco says there are delays downtown.
Indeed, the connector's looking a little bit like a parking lot right now, seeing some red flashing lights, 75, 85 north and south, leaving you on and off the brakes from 17th Street down past I-20. Eyes on a new travel advisory DeKalb. Vehicle fire taking out the right lane, 20 eastbound at Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. Might be time to hop on Covington Highway. And second travel advisory, center lane's knocked out with a crash, 85 south at Chamblee Tucker Road. You want to use Buford Highway to dodge those delays. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Making your way over on the north end perimeter, 285 east, southbound, on and off those brakes as you leave Ashford Dunwoody Road and make your way over to Memorial Drive over in the Clarkston area. And 285 westbound, southbound, overall not too bad. Really, your biggest delays are going to be 285 westbound, the outer loop, as you leave Georgia 400 and head through Sandy Springs. Now, this report brought to you by John Foy and Associates Personal Injury Law Firm. Injured people have recovered over $1 billion for almost 30 years because they called attorney John Foy and Associates after an accident. Call John Foy first and get the help and results you need and deserve. Get the strong arm. A Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
The Georgia Bulldogs find their backs against the wall.
Pivotal matchup.
This week, SEC rival Tennessee visits Athens for a game crucial to UGA's playoff hopes.
2 top teams in the country.
It's the Dogs versus the Volunteers.
Excited for this matchup.
Pre-game coverage starting Saturday at 3:30.
We need an electric atmosphere.
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
Every fan in every seat.
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Squirrels in your attic are not leaving without a fight. Dave Baker here. You need the Breda Wildlife Guarantee. It covers every entry point, old and new. Other companies only guarantee the entry point they seal, so each time a squirrel chews a new hole, and they will, it costs you hundreds more. But under the Breda Wildlife Guarantee, you stay protected at no additional cost. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Hey, it's Mark Aram here with an amazing way to make this a stress-free holiday season. Heat and serve traditional feasts from my friends at Publix. Order now and make your holiday gathering one to remember. Check out the turkey dinner. It includes a fully cooked turkey, old-fashioned cornbread dressing, delicious home-style Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, cranberry orange relish, marshmallow delight, and no Thanksgiving is complete without delicious home-style gravy. Just make sure you order these items in advance. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Shane Company is your go-to destination for high-quality fine jewelry gifts. Come find beautiful gifts at competitive prices, from dream engagement rings to tennis bracelets, engravable charms, and more. All in stock and ready to give. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
It's fall, festivals, football, and full roads. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. If a distracted driver hits you this fall, call my trusted team at John Foy & Associates, the Strong Arm. There is zero cost until they win your case. JohnFoy.com.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
Belinda Skelton here with Dr. Ashraf with the Atlanta Vision Institute, and I'm a proud recipient of the laser optics procedure because it literally changed my life. I went from wearing glasses and contacts and not being able to see leaves on trees clearly, being tired when I read books at night, tired when I worked on the computer for long hours at a time. And I know that you hear a lot of this, Dr. Ashraf.
Yes, Belinda, I hear all these accolades all the time from patients. It is truly a life-changing procedure. This will not give you x-ray vision. However, if you want to get rid of the hassle of glasses and contacts and want to improve the quality of your life, this is a great procedure for you.
Go to 2020atlanta.com to find out more information. Take the quiz. See if this procedure is a good option for you. That website again is 2020atlanta.com. Your medical insurance may cover it.
Bill Crane's with us, chief political analyst for WSB. Now, you laid out the point that there are these people going into the cabinet that, one, seem like loyalists, two, many of them don't have a whole lot of experience, and that we would lose institutional memory, which is a danger. But I will say this, and again, I always have to say this because people don't know, they tune in all the time. I've never voted for Trump. I've never voted for Hillary. I've never voted for Joe Biden. I've never voted for Kamala Harris. I'm not in that game. So I call these things as I see them. And so I try to put myself in, okay, why is he making these choices? For instance, I'm not in love with the guy Waltz being a national security advisor because he's been talking about going to war with Iran a lot. But then I'm like, okay, how does Trump think? Well, he wants the Ayatollahs to see that he put this guy, because Trump, whether I agree with it or not, believes that if you act like you're going to go bomb everybody and they believe that you are, it's less likely that you'll have to.
Peace through strength with a little bit of bravado.
Yeah, because I'm not a fan of $1 trillion a year for the military.
I've gathered that.
So but I'm trying to get where he's coming from, because in this cabinet, Lincoln, we love him in history because he had a bunch of different kind of voices around him. When you've got this guy, Mike Waltz, and Tulsi Gabbard in your ear, you're getting very different perspectives on the world. I would also say this. I think that because of what happened to him in the first administration, where the institution, especially in the military side, actively worked against him. Remember, was it Milley who came out and said between the election and between January 6th and January 20th, I went around the room and basically told, we're not going to act on orders from the commander-in-chief. Those guys. So I think, yes, they are loyalists, but I can see from his point of view, he needs to put these. Pete Hegseth is there to keep an eye on the generals. He's not there to. The policy is going to be made in the White House with J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, some other people, and he's there to make sure that the policy is being executed by the generals, whether that's right or whether it's wrong. Yes. Is there some chance of losing institutional memory? Yes. But a lot of the institution, in my opinion, and a lot of people who voted for Trump, although I didn't, but we're tired of the forever wars. We want to get out of these damn things. We're tired of our tax money and our brand around the world being used to kill innocent people, not because the American people are under immediate threat, but because we're playing some four-dimensional chess on the world stage, and we want things to work out. The way that I put it as, sorry they died, but we have certain geopolitical aims.
I think you're right, but real and lasting change in governmental policy tends to be incremental versus fundamental. Large swings tend to get pulled back. So let's look at the last administration of Donald Trump and Rex Tillerson as Secretary of State, who's going to bring a business approach, and started gutting a lot of the undersecretary positions and changing out ambassadors, which ended up wiping out decades of careerists in the State Department and did botch relations with a lot of states because the new people they put in, the new ambassadors that didn't have the relationships, didn't have the institutional memory. So I'm just saying the United States federal, the Army alone is 400,000 sworn. Don't think you can go in like you're a fix-it artist in a corporation and cut a division or cut the talent at CNN and completely change around the operation. I just think they have to be realistic if they want to achieve something. And that report is supposed to be due like in the first or second week of July of 2026. So that's a lot when right now they have no budget, no staff, and 2 people that are in.
You're talking about the Elon
charge
Musk
of Doge.
and Vivek
Ramaswamy.
I agree that obviously with anything there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do it. But Trump only has 4 years, and as you obviously know, in your second term, you really only have 2 years. Nobody's afraid of you after that because they're never going to have to run against you. Now, if things are going full blazes and it looks like J.D. Vance has a real good chance of succeeding him, maybe it goes on a little bit longer. But he does have to try to move. He does have
He has to move the needle quickly.
If
Energy
he's not
policy,
bold, if he's not bold,
build the Keystone Pipeline, restart opening drilling in the Anwar to free up that Alaska node, start more fracking. If you get energy prices to drop substantially, that's embedded in everything.
And when it comes to immigration in those first 2 years, focus on criminals.
Right.
Criminals. Because
in custody now, in detention centers now, in jails and prisons now, get them out.
Right, and you will have done something. The rest is very, very difficult, and you have to be. People don't care if you're dragging criminals out of the country. There's no scandal. Andrew Seco says there's double trouble on I-20 in DeKalb.
Looking real crowded coming in and out of Stonecrest. New travel advisory with this vehicle fire in the right lane, 20 eastbound at Wesley Chapel Road, right over the wall. Earlier trouble with a crash near Panola Road on the westbound side. We are jam-packed anywhere you're trying to go. You may want to use Covington Highway to dodge those delays. We're up in Cherokee County looking at some new trouble. Something jamming up 575 south at Sixers Road. That's exit 11 and delays on the connector. Have you jammed up either direction from 17th Street down towards I-20. And that northwest corridor has been very busy today. Do we have any better news from up there, Kobe Dawkins?
Yeah, I'm just tapping the brakes, leaving the perimeter. I-75 northbound into Marietta. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
This is Coach Mark Richt, I love Georgia. That's why I retired here after 35 years of coaching. I always support great Georgia companies like EMC Security. They protect my home and family, and if you don't use them to protect your home, you should. They're part of this community and they care about it. They install incredible security products, provide great service, and are more affordable than any other company I looked at. So give them a call or visit them online at emcsecurity.com.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1, those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk. At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top local story, it's happening now. Fulton County Chairman Rob Pitts and Sheriff Pat Labatt hold a news conference this hour to discuss a scathing new report on conditions at the troubled Fulton County Jail. U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says jail staff many times are unaware of violence.
We uncovered incidents where hours or even days passed before victims of assaults were discovered by staff.
The Justice Department report finds conditions at the jail violate the Constitution and federal law. 54 degrees in Atlanta as we dry out today. The sun comes back tomorrow. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. This just in, President-elect Trump is expected to nominate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Trump has mentioned Kennedy perhaps joining his cabinet after he dropped out of the race for president and endorsed Trump. Kennedy has been an outspoken critic of vaccine mandates. Murder in the Park. Brookhaven Police Chief Brandon Gurley credits the use of flock cameras and license plate readers for helping investigators track down 3 suspects in a deadly shooting last Saturday at Blackburn Park.
It is without a doubt the technology led us to such a quick arrest.
Police say the suspects lured 21-year-old Brandon Xavier Davis of Decatur to the park under the pretense of a business transaction with the intent to rob him. He was shot near the tennis courts. 3 men convicted in a deadly shooting at a Douglas County Sweet 16 party in March of 2023 are sentenced today to prison time. Kingston Cotman, Timothy Coleman Jr., and Takel Beverly Smart were found not guilty on murder charges last month. Cotman and Coleman were convicted of aggravated assault, gang, and gun charges. They're sentenced to a total of over 300 years in prison. Smart was convicted of a single gang charge. He receives a sentence of 20 years. A 14 and 15-year-old died in the shooting. New charges are filed against an Amazon delivery driver accused in a deadly hit-and-run accident in Cherokee County.
24-year-old London Best was arrested after he allegedly struck and killed 79-year-old Sandra Fitz of Canton and then left the scene. Already jailed on first-degree vehicular homicide, Best is now also facing several drug charges after a search of the vehicle, according to Captain Jay Baker.
He is now charged with possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce, possession of a Schedule 1 narcotic being THC wax, and possession of drug-related objects.
Best is being held without bond at the Cherokee Adult Detention Center. He will have a first appearance hearing this afternoon. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A mother and daughter are accused of punching a DFACS employee and kidnapping 2 children in Gwinnett County. Police say Starlita Moore took her 2 kids during a court-mandated visitation at a trampoline park.
Even though she was the mother of these 2 children, she was not allowed to have custody of them. The children were previously taken by DFACS and were in DFACS custody.
Sergeant Colin Flynn with Gwinnett Police says Moore's 19-year-old daughter helped take the younger kids, ages 8 and 5. The 2 women were later arrested in Alabama. Both kids are safe and back in DFACS custody. A missing persons case is now a death investigation after a 25-year-old Navy sailor from Metro Atlanta is found dead in southeast Georgia. 25-year-old Devin Jeter of Scottdale was last seen on the night of November 7th after he was dropped off at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport to rent a car for a trip to Jacksonville, Florida, where he was stationed. The GBI says a fisherman discovered the body along the Ocmulgee River in Telfair County. FBI agents in Houston arrest a man giving support to ISIS. The 28-year-old suspect admits to planning a terrorist attack on U.S. soil. He's alleged to have been researching how to conduct an attack on a local military recruiting center and offering his home as a safe sanctuary to ISIS operatives. Georgia's jobless rate holds steady for a third straight month and beats the national rate by 0.5%.
Georgia's labor commissioner says while job growth has slowed nationwide, our state continues to drive job creation and workforce participation. October's jobless rate is 3.6% again. Jobs are up by 1,500 over the month, and sectors with the most job gains include healthcare and social assistance, accommodation and food services, and local government. Jobs are at an all-time high in private education and health services and leisure and hospitality. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
It is 4:34 and time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic starts with Andrew Seco.
Double trouble still active in DeKalb County. The travel advisory in the right lanes is still active on the eastbound side. Vehicle fire, Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. Other delays on the westbound side from an early crash to Panola Road. You may want to use Covington Highway to get around that. We're tracking a crash here in Cherokee County, 575 south at Sixers Road. That's exit 11. A couple miles of delays here. You may want to use Highway 5 to get around. And it looks like our delays downtown still stretching in either direction from Lakeford Parkway up through 17th Street. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Travel advisory right now over on 85 southbound at Chamblee Tucker Road. That is exit 94. Got 2 center lanes taken out with a crash. Use Beaufort Highway. Elsewhere for the Northeast Ride, dealing with a crash over on 85 northbound at Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. It knocks out the second left lane, and another crash now. 85 northbound at Highway 317, exit 111. It blocks the right lane. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Mostly cloudy this evening, overnight lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow the sunshine returns, high 64. Saturday and Sunday, sunny skies, morning lows in the 40s, afternoon highs in the mid-60s.
It is 57 in Palmetto, 52 in Decatur, 51 in Woodstock. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Every single month that you wait to call MyLend is just another month where you've likely paid more than you should have on your mortgage. This is Scott Slade. The time to act is now. Everything is moving in the right direction for you to start saving on your mortgage. No matter your scenario, MyLend has seen it. Reverse mortgages for you or your parents, specialty purchase programs, cash out refinances, second mortgages, rental properties, VA and FHA. Mortgages are MyLend's specialty. And when you've been doing it as long as they have, you've seen it all. I've been saying it for years, and it's still true today. MyLend is constantly closing loans other lenders just can't close. The Fed is starting to lower rates, so your time to act is now. Take a few minutes out of your day and call my friends at MyLend. 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spelled it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Mortgage License C148769. MyLend's located at 8995 Westside Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLend is an equal housing lender.
Know your rights before you're stopped. Print your free DUI rights card at georgestein.com.
Make the most of your holidays with the Kroger app. You can enjoy over $600 in digital coupons every week. Get access to low prices and earn fuel points to save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. The Kroger app makes it easy to save this holiday season. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply.
Get a big deal on big packs of Kroger brand seedless grapes. Select 3-pound containers are $3.99 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All right, we have. Is this breaking news? Do we have any kind of like exploding? Like, just use those pots and pans falling out of the sky. It's time for the Von Haessler Doctrine. Breaking news. And here, let's make sure every pot is dropped. Okay, it's by the way, there's a chicken in every one of those pots.
Well, Elon's going to clean up all those pots.
So, what's the news?
I am thrilled to announce Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as the United States Secretary of Health and Human Services, HHS. For too long, Americans have been crushed by the industrial food complex and drug companies who have engaged in deception, Well, this is really long.
All right. Well, this is what I.
You get the gist.
By the way,
I accept.
That's what I want to hear. I'm sorry. I'm Bill Crane. I'm sure you're not a fan of this.
No, I mean my kid eats Captain Crunch and some of the crap that's got yellow dye in it, and I that's where he should disclose, or he did. That's where he's made his money as a lawyer. He's sued a lot of these major ConAgra and these big food companies for the products and what's in them.
We do, as a 60-year-old man who was not always 60, I do think back to my youth, and I'm a capitalist. I I don't think that what we have going on in this country is, maybe call it crony capitalism or late stage. I don't think that we're inside of what we can call actual capitalism, but I am a capitalist. But I look back, the fact that adults allowed all of these poisonous kind of foods to be glamorized on Saturday morning cartoons.
But they didn't get dropped in all at once. I mean, sucralose and fructose instead of high, all that stuff.
But this is not the best stuff that you should be eating.
I agree, but I mean, we didn't even have disclosure of what the ingredients were until about 10 years ago.
And I think that's what Kennedy should, I don't think he's going to say, you can't buy this kind of Fruit Loops. So he's going to say, people need to be patently aware of what's in there. And he makes a good point, which is, and I didn't know this until I saw an interview, I think on CNN after the election, that in Canada, I think he said Fruit Loops have like 3 ingredients.
Yeah, they basically prohibit the use of dyes and colors that have been proven to be carcinogenic by the European Union and Canada. So, yeah, if you just adopt, you can take things that are working in other countries and adopt them here without being anti-capitalist.
But there's a lot of lobbyists who fight against it, and I think that's why people like this. They like that you want to have some people.
He does have the experience. He does have the ability and knowledge in the area that he's been appointed to.
When he's not.
Can I say something, though?
Yes,
the
please.
lobbyists, what are they fighting for? They're fighting so that we can have things that aren't good for you?
Yes.
No, it's more
they're fighting
about
to make money.
the costs. For example, Coca-Cola is no longer manufactured with sugar in it. And so fructose, which is the primary ingredient, the sweetener in Coca-Cola, in Cuba, it's still cane sugar. In Latin America, in Mexico, it's still... In those countries where labor is cheaper, you can still pull the cane sugar out of the fields cheap enough to make money on a bottle of Coke. You can't here in the United States. So they have artificial sweeteners. They have fructose, which is made of corn sugar. It wasn't, let's put stuff in here that's going to kill people. It was, let's find a cheaper way to make this product.
Right, but if it actually creates a less
safe.
Less safe product.
Oh, I agree with you, Autumn, but
there's
debate on, which does your body digest better, real sugar or fructose?
Right. It's probably best not to be filling ourselves with a bunch of sugar.
I don't drink soda. I drink iced tea, and I drink it unsweetened. But, I remember how many sodas I drank as a kid and how many summer jobs I had where we lived in a house without air conditioning that I would just try to get a cold Mountain Dew at the end of the day.
Yeah. You know what? I tell me if this resonates with you. Growing up in this country, I often say this: people shouldn't, if you're not having a party soon or children's party, people shouldn't have ice cream in their freezer. Like, these are things that were supposed to be treats. You go to the ice cream parlor because it's a special day, and you're going to have this thing that's a treat. It's called a treat because it's rare. And when I was a kid,
how many TVs are at your house now?
A lot.
Do you remember when there was one?
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of upscaling.
We would have soda. We would have soda that was out in the carport. And it was like, well, that's for a special occasion. We weren't drinking soda. People are, now this is their choice. I'm a libertarian-minded person. But you have to be mindful of the fact.
Or eating fast food every day.
People eat this stuff 2-3 times a week. Go to 7-Eleven still around. Go to 7-Eleven and
more of a Quick Trip guy.
Quick Trip, and it's like these drinks with depth charges. So, you just keep consuming this stuff.
There's not a kidney alive that can handle one of those big go.
Yeah, Tom Brady said this about because he's super duper with his body, and maybe his kids hate him for this. But he was saying, well, what about the fun? You don't let them eat that stuff? He goes, you're poisoning your kids. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Now, moderation in all things. Yeah. But I think that it's a good idea to have somebody in place who kind of pushes against that. And you're right, he does have the experience. It can't be argued that he's a Pete Hegseth at defense, who, although a military
just a reporter
person,
for Consumer Reports, who wrote a favorable Trump profile in their slide.
He also, I think he was in the chain of command at one point. He did his time, and so he knows the military. But like I said, he's there to
watch over and report back.
Yes, exactly. So,
I wanted to say something before we get away from RFK Jr. The HHS looks over the FDA, the NIH, as well as the CDC and several other departments.
The CDC should be questioned and should have to have some answers. If you go on the CDC website, they admit that they withheld information about myocarditis. They admit it, and you would have been thrown off of Twitter if you said it. And that we pay for that institution. They don't have a right to lie to us about information.
You know how it got started? It got started here, but you know how it got started?
The CDC?
Yeah, protecting us against mosquitoes. Digging trenches in the South was the initial mission of the CDC.
So to protect and keep safe the American people.
Correct.
And it's not, you're not protecting, listen, we weren't supposed to have a choice about vaccinations. And that's not constitutional. It's just not. Now, at the time, people can be caught up in a frenzy and all that, but ultimately, we can't bend the Constitution to a moment. Now, look, if people are coming up and the ships are coming over and there's guns pointed at us, that's a different thing. And maybe some people will make that argument about the pandemic, but we have hindsight now. We know what was right and what was wrong. And I think that the CDC needs to answer why they didn't tell the American people. One of my best friends, 18-year-old son, suffered from this. And it turns out there was no reason for him to ever get the damn thing because he was 18 years old. And there was no, that's just the truth.
No, I agree with you that the CDC needs to be examined and put under a microscope. But on the vaccines, my mother lost her brother because in the days of pre-polio vaccine, there was nothing to protect him and died at our only sibling.
I don't know about RFK Jr., but I believe it's wrong to say that somebody who doesn't want to take the COVID thing, they're anti-vax. Most of them are vaccinated for mumps and measles.
But I do think you can protect the workplace and private. You could say if you're not going to be vaccinated, you can't do this or you can't do that. Private sector, not public sector.
I don't know. I don't know if it was because. I mean, in the public sector, we actually do it in the military if they're going to send you somewhere.
Correct.
So, I mean, it's a little bit fluid, but I don't think that the government should be able to tell you cannot earn a living if you don't take a vaccine that was created so quickly that there was no way to have any sort of. Most vaccines, my understanding is they take like 5, 6, 7 years.
Well, the mRNA science that's behind, I actually have a client in Morehouse School of Medicine. One of the lead researchers was doing this work at the National Institutes of Health for decades in another area. They use that mRNA design to come up with the COVID vaccine that's the Pfizer vaccine, the Moderna vaccine. So it didn't all happen in the 18 months of Operation whatever it was called that Trump
Warp Speed.
Yeah, but I'm glad that it did move that quickly because I do think millions of lives were saved.
I don't know that we have. Listen, I don't know that we don't have. I don't know that didn't happen, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy, but I don't know that that's so true because, I mean, first they said you aren't going to get it. And then, there was different strains. There's always different strains.
Remember
this is not new.
The infamous cut that happened when everybody was getting the vaccines was this one.
You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
That was the big one right there. That was the big.
All right, Bill Crane. I'm enjoying this conversation. I hope you do.
You got to throw me out the door. I know the time.
The time has come for us to.
I'm so glad we had this time together.
Are you going to pull your ear at the end?
I did.
There you go. Bill Crane, chief political analyst here at WSB. CSI Crane is your consulting company.
Communication, strategy, and intelligence. Yes,
and
sir.
he certainly is intelligent, and we'll have you back very soon, obviously, because the election fallout has more pots and pans to fall from the sky.
McGee!
Thank you.
You know how to find me.
We need more good references from the 1940s. Andrew,
I'm here to be the oldest guy in the room.
I need someone. I'm 60. Andrew Seco says there's new trouble downtown. Thanks, Bill.
New trouble indeed. Looking at a stall blocking a right lane, 20 eastbound, right before you hit the connector, 7585, exit 57. Add into those delays, making it really tough downtown. The connector is still jammed up either direction from 17th Street down past I-20. Speaking of I-20, travel advisory still active. Vehicle fire in the right lanes, 20 eastbound at Wesley Chopper Road, exit 68. Things looking really tough. Keep avoiding the area. Use Covington Highway. How are things looking in the northeast sector? Kobe Dawkins.
Well, we're dealing with the travel advisory getting into the perimeter. 85 southbound at Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 94. Crash blocks out multiple center lanes. Use Buford Highway as an alternate. And a little bit of better news, 85 northbound at Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Crash now gone. And then as you can continue getting into Suwanee at Highway 317, crash now off to the right. Delays remain. And this report is sponsored by True Natural Gas. They could report aliens have landed, but that wouldn't be true. Here's something that is true. True Natural Gas offers low rate and great customer service. Visit TrueNaturalGas.com. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Mark Arum.
And I knew you folks would step up.
He knows Atlanta.
Ask the girl behind the counter, what's your most popular cookie?
And Atlanta knows him.
Today, all of
Mark Arum.
He's the guy that talked about us on the radio.
Tomorrow at 9.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good?
Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
So you're staying in your home longer than you thought. Let Nelson Exteriors bring the beauty back with an exterior makeover. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors. We can take care of your entire home improvement wish list. Windows, siding, painting, roofing, decks, doors, and gutters. We're a James Hardie Elite Preferred Siding contractor and carry multiple energy-efficient window brands to fit your budget and style. Choose Nelson Exteriors for an extraordinary renovation. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Ho, 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 Santa here. This December, join me at Sea Island and get in the Christmas spirit early with 25% off room reservations at the Cloister or the Lodge. Experience Sea Island as it transforms into a coastal winter wonderland. Receive a $250 resort credit per stay to use on some of our newest experiences, like Holiday Camp Cloister, Story Time with Scout, and Bike Tour with me, Santa. Reserve this limited time offer today by visiting SeaIsland.com or call 1-800-SEA-ISLAND. Offer subject to availability. Terms apply.
You've heard these investment strategies for years. Buy low, sell high. Don't pay more in taxes than you have to. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Tune in to Financial Symphony, Sunday at 2 p.m. to hear Mark discuss why some investors are losing big money not following these common sense principles.
Buy your dream home now and sell your old home later with Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program. Plus, Orchard makes price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Buy before you sell and get top dollar with Orchard. Get your free home valuation at orchard.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. I've trusted America's Best Choice for window replacement for more than a decade. They've earned my certification for not only replacement windows, but for siding, decks, awnings, and fencing, all done with honest, upfront pricing, and none of the too good to be true gimmicks that wind up making you pay far more than you expected.
Don't fall for those advertising gimmicks you hear in the market, because think about it. Free is never really free. Make sure to get your estimate from America's Best Choice and see what transparent pricing looks like. Call us today for a free consultation or visit abcwin.com.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join Medi-Share and save even more than usual. For many families, joining Medi-Share means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, Medi-Share members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Medi-Share is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee. So you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is November 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number. 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Oh, more breaking news. Do you got more pots and pans over there, or did you put them away? I love you. I wouldn't get rid of those these days, you know. Always keep them on hand.
I have a mug.
Oh, look, there's mugs falling from the sky.
You know, we do have this old one from way back in the day, guys. So this here.
Is it better than this?
So, well, that's the election fallout one. This is what we have for
well,
breaking
stuff's
news.
breaking there, too.
It is. It makes sense.
Breaking news from the Von Hessler Doctrine.
It's very bright.
I like that one. It's got a news feel.
Play them both at the same time.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let the speaking part happen, and then you hit the other part. Okay, we got breaking news.
Breaking news from the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Pots and pans.
Okay, I like that a lot.
I agree. It's always just, let's just do more. Put something on top of it.
This is from a couple days ago.
Breaking news. This is from a couple days ago.
So what is the breaking news as far as celebrities and Twitter go?
Or
X, I guess they call it Twitter.
Yeah, X.
Author Stephen King has gone on to X to post about the fact that he is leaving X.
Oh, no.
And you can follow him on Threads.
But I won't know what he thinks about things. Oh, no, I do. I know exactly what he thinks about things. Whatever one party says, that's what he thinks about things.
Is he not going over to Blue Sky? That's where everybody else is jumping to.
I don't even know what that is.
Can I just tune into MSNBC and know what Stephen King thinks?
Yeah, that's all you have to do,
yeah.
Watch Joy Reid tonight. You'll know what everybody
How do I
thinks.
even need to know what Stephen King thinks about anything?
That would be nice. I mean, I think most people basically said that we don't really care. I'm still going to read his book. People who like Stephen King and are on MAGA, what I would say is, if you like his books, read his books.
Of course.
You know, maybe figure out a way not to pay for them or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
There you go.
I don't know, like maybe, I'm not saying steal one. Do not do that. The
Hello,
Von
go to
Hessler-
the library.
Yeah, go to the library. Maybe you'll see Jimmy Stewart's wife.
No, God, no.
She's at the library.
Nightmare.
She works at it's the worst thing that a woman.
She never married, John.
That's where you go when you don't get married. You
It
have to
worked.
watch over books.
What kind of shrews were librarians back then to have that kind of
And
stereotype?
she was so beautiful still.
I know,
They just put
yeah.
her hair up and put
Oh,
her in
yeah,
glasses.
like,
and
yeah.
then she came out clutching her books.
Oh, yeah. Like,
oh, scared.
I'm a mousy little woman. I just don't know how to talk to men.
And you know what? Now, like I actually go to the Fulton County Library a decent amount. It's nice. Like the libraries
Really?
I've gone to, obviously my tax dollars are being spent
Stacked
very
with
well.
hotties, right?
Yeah,
Stacked with hotties.
It's got
they,
nice workers, good books. I mean, we use it all the time.
Yeah, they turned the homeless into greeters. It was very smart. Andrew,
What are you looking for?
Andrew Seacoast watching a travel advisory on 85 in DeKalb.
That we are. A couple right lanes knocked out here. 85 south of Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 94. We are stretching a few miles back onto 85. Avoid the area here. Use Highway 23. That's Buford Highway, and travel advisory still active at DeKalb. Vehicle fire in the right lane. 20 eastbound of Wesley Chapel Road. That's exit 68. With a look of Midtown downtown, Veronica Harrell, Cool Rake Area Traffic Center.
We're packed in and stacked in. 75 southbound around Howell Mill Road. 85 southbound slows at Georgia 400. And on the northbound side, 75, 85 northbound brake lights start a little before University. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. A Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, what's all this I hear about seasons free things?
Yeah, we're giving away even more than usual this season.
Free alignment with any Ford tire purchase isn't seasonal, Mike. It's free every day at Tire Discounters.
Sure, but right now, guess what else happens every day?
I know that customers can save up to $250 on Michelin tires.
Absolutely. Now, guess what else?
Mike, I'm a phantom tire buyer with a secret identity. Please don't toy with me.
Okay, here's the deal.
Yes?
We're doing these drawings.
Like a game show.
And one lucky customer per day wins all their money back for 4 tires.
Spectacular! But why call it seasons free things?
You know, season's greetings. It's like a play on words.
Yes, of course it is. I knew that. It's seasons free things at Tire Discounters. One lucky customer per day wins their money back on tires. Everyone saves big on major brands like Continental. And a free alignment and oil change comes with every Ford tire purchase.
Norwegian Cruise Line's Black Friday preview sale is finally here. Enjoy huge savings with 50% off all cruises and NCL's all-new More at Sea package, including unlimited open bar, specialty dining, and more. Visit ncl.com, call your travel advisor, or 1-888-NCL-CRUISE. Offer ends soon. Norwegian Cruise Line ships registry the Bahamas and USA. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Mark Aram here with an amazing way to make this a stress-free holiday season. Heat and serve traditional feasts from my friends at Publix. Order now and make your holiday gathering one to remember. Check out the turkey dinner. It includes a fully cooked turkey, old-fashioned cornbread dressing, delicious home-style Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, cranberry orange relish, marshmallow delight, and no Thanksgiving is complete without delicious home-style gravy. Just make sure you order these items in advance. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like
who can I trust with the comfort of my family? Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parents did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 five-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. Get a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part.
Call 470 experts. Guardian Home Experts.
Coming up from the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra, a Delta classical concert featuring Haydn's Miracle Symphony, a violin concerto by Mozart, and Walton's First Symphony. November 21st and 23rd at Symphony Hall. Details at aso.org.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
Traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, reaction at this hour to today's shocking U.S. government report on just how bad conditions are at the Fulton County Jail. WSB Steve Summers is live with what that report reveals and what county officials are saying.
Yeah, Bill, the 97-page Justice Department report basically says the Rice Street lockup and its 3 annexes are, quote, inhumane, violent, and hazardous, unquote. Basically, a routine violation of inmates' civil and constitutional rights. It calls out guards who watch murders between inmates going on.
Most disturbingly, jail staff witnessed and allowed the attacks without intervention.
Also, guards who use excessive force, unsanitary conditions, a crumbling building, and inadequate food and health care. Also a huge problem at the Rice Street lockup. Hundreds of stabbings a year and inmate deaths by suicide and sickness. Just minutes ago, Fulton County Sheriff Pat Labatt reacted to the seriousness of the report.
We have been able to do some things both structurally to the building as well as programmatically in terms of what it looks like for us to hire, retain, and really focus on a better sheriff's office.
Fulton County trying to make improvements to that lockup in the 16 months that it took for DOJ to put together this report. There's really no timetable for the improvements to be completed, but they say they are going to work with Uncle Sam to get all this done. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
53 degrees in Atlanta. Clouds moving out tonight, giving way to plenty of sun tomorrow. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. 2 women and 1 man are behind bars after a deadly shooting in a popular Brookhaven park.
A search warrant was served on the 3 suspects in Saturday night shooting near the tennis courts at Blackburn Park in Brookhaven. Chief of Police Brandon Gurley says Azra Shepard, Naomi Henry, and Davion Mew are now behind bars for shooting and killing a Decatur man.
Without a doubt, had it not been for the cameras and the license plate readers that we have leveraged and invested in here in the city of Brookhaven, the case would not have resolved itself so quickly.
Chief Gurley says the 3 suspects each now faces felony murder and robbery charges. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Coweta County Sheriff's Office mourns the loss of K-9 officer Titan. He was caught in the middle of a deadly gunfight overnight in Fairburn. Investigators say deputies chased a driver at speeds of more than 110 miles per hour before the driver crashed and opened fire at them on Roosevelt Highway. The suspect is dead. A bullet grazed another deputy who's now out of the hospital. The GBI is investigating. 2 kids are kidnapped by their own mother in Gwinnett County when she hit a DFACS worker.
The 2 children in this case were 8 years old and 5 years old, so both very young children. They obviously also witnessed this incident too and witnessed the assault that took place between Miss Moore and the DFACS employee.
Sergeant Colin Flynn with Gwinnett Police says Starlita Moore is accused of taking the kids during a court-mandated visitation at a trampoline park. Moore's 19-year-old daughter helped kidnap the children. The women were arrested in Alabama. The kids are safe and back in DFACS custody. President-elect Trump nominates Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. He's been an outspoken critic of vaccine mandates. The House Ethics Committee may release its report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz. They've been investigating sexual misconduct and obstruction allegations against Gaetz, who is now Trump's nominee for Attorney General. CBS's Scott McFarlane explains why the House Ethics Committee's jurisdiction only covers current members of Congress.
People wonder why the House Ethics Committee closes down an investigation, shutters things after somebody resigns. That's a power the House Ethics Committee likes to have. It's leverage to get somebody who may have engaged in some terrible ethical misconduct to step down. If you step down, this all goes away. If you quit right now, we stop our work. It's a piece of leverage they like to have.
It is 5:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here's Andrew Seco.
Travel advisory still active in DeKalb County. Right lane's knocked out with this vehicle fire that just will not go away. 20 eastbound at Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. You want to use Covington Highway to dodge those delays. Travel advisory through Doraville completely gone. Now that crash cleared, 85 south at Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 94. And our delays downtown still have you on and off the brakes from 17th Street down past I-20. How are we looking through Marietta, Kennesaw, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it's jammed up. 75 northbound, seeing heavy volume getting into Kennesaw. Those delays start at Delk Road, getting to Wade Green Road. And a little bit of better news on I-575 in Cherokee County near 6th Road. That earlier crash has cleared, but delays remain. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies for this evening, but the clouds are slowly moving out of the metro region late tonight. So clear skies for tomorrow morning, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 64. This weekend, brilliant sunshine, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the mid-60s. Mostly sunny on Monday, morning low 47, afternoon high 72.
Right now it's 57 in Palmetto, 52 in Decatur, and 51 in Woodstock. More news at 5:30, breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Is it already hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine? Thursday edition?
That's what happens when you miss the first 3 days.
I know, it just flies by.
You're still dreaming.
I may never have awakened ever. It's possible that I'm still in my mother's womb. Dreaming of this successful radio life. Hey, before we get to Homer, no thanks. There's this signage that we used to have up on the wall. And it's the only signage here for Von Hessler Doctrine. But it has the old logo on it.
Yeah.
So this in every video shot, there's great Mark Arum stuff, which both of his logos are really cool. But ours is never up there because our logo is wrong. So I was going to break it. I said, should we just like tear it up and throw it away? And you first said, Jared, that it's a relic. Put it in the office. It's part of the history of the show. When I thought about that. And then somebody said, why don't we sell it? And so, oh, yeah, we'll sign it, and we'll give all the money to charity. And because everybody knows I'm a charitable person, my charity is Autumn Fisher. So,
Yay!
So, I don't know, we got to work that out. We'll all sign it. And the people the 7 or 8 people who actually tune into the video feed can see it here. And so not only and we'll just have bids, and the highest bidder will actually get it, and then we'll give the money to Autumn, unless some lawyer tells me that we can't do that. I don't know.
We need one of those silver markers though, because it's dark. So we.
I have one. I got a silver.
As I was saying it, like all.
Yeah, how dare you have the supplies, Jared?
As I was saying it, though, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, oh, no, is that like against some rule? We're not allowed to give money to people who are on the show? It's possible.
You're selling it short, by the way. On WSB Plus now, we have 9 people watching.
What did I say, 7?
You said 7, so we have 9.
What was it, like 3 weeks ago? I was told, we're really going to turn that thing on.
Who told you that?
I'm not going to throw people
the cameraman.
under the bus.
Yeah, it was just Jared.
We're gonna,
yeah, it's going to work out.
Just saying, we're supposed to have like some extra push for this thing. We gave it a new name. Anybody remember what it is?
WSB minus.
It actually takes away from the programming.
We're going to. It's got a new name now. I don't. Look, I've
called
been sick.
Jacob. Yeah, everything has a name
No, it's called
now.
Fred. Fred. No, that's too old.
That's too old. We need a modern, Madison.
Sawyer.
Sawyer
plus.
Yeah. What are the names now? Yes, Sawyer, and they're getting really goofy. Very.
Dyston.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. I just made it up.
Juice? Zeus. Oh. Well, Zeus is an old name.
That's a
Well, it's come back. It's come back.
You know the name that'll never come back?
What?
Adolf. Like one
true.
man.
You know-
One man killed a name. Do you know how many Adolfs there were in the world? I mean, Adolf Monjou, very famous actor from the 30s and 40s. There were Adolfs all over the place. Half my Jewish friends, their grandfather's name was Adolf.
Right.
Like, it's like one man. It just goes to show, listen, you are an ambassador for your first name. Act right. Or else you could actually kill. I like the name Eric. I don't want to do anything that makes people think, I don't ever want to name my kid Eric.
Between Adolf and Karen.
Adolf
and Karen's gone.
but that wasn't one woman. That was a
collection.
a coterie of social media types.
Yes.
that did that.
There are, according to this website, there are 2,767 men in the United States named Adolf. It is the 4,623rd most popular name.
I guarantee you, half or more than half of those Adolfs have a nickname.
Yeah.
It's like people will be calling somebody
Addy.
Skippy for like 10 years and go, oh my God, I had no idea. His name's Adolf? Well, we'll never go to their house again. I've been deceived. Skippy is Adolf?
Come on in. We have plenty of Lebenstraum.
All right, Skippy. We'll be right over. So yeah, we'll do, if
Mildred is also one that's not going to come back. Not because they committed
Millie.
mass genocide, but
Millie's cool.
Yeah, you can call yourself Millie. I think Gertrude is probably gone for a good long time.
Gertie, though? That's a good
Gertie
nickname.
is still a little.
they're just old ones. Even like my Aunt Eileen.
Eileen
It's not a
is-
bad name. It's just not happening.
It just has that connotation.
What, like leaning?
Yeah, like
Time to Eileen, time to clean.
Keith Richards had a song about a woman named Eileen.
I think that's an old song that he covered, wasn't it?
I didn't know that.
Eileen,
don't you see what I mean?
Yeah, maybe it is his song.
And then there's Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners.
Huge. People make little jokes out of the wordplay. I was always against that.
Yeah, me too.
It's about,
It's not
hey,
just wordplay.
come
They're
on.
saying-
let's do this.
Let's
Let's
go.
Let's have fun. They're dancing through the streets in
Right.
overalls.
Belfast,
They're
with
saying,
all the bombs
I
going
wanna-
off.
I always think it's funny. Sorry, go ahead, Autumn.
In that song, it's not just wordplay. They're saying like,
Is
let's
that what
take
they're
off
saying?
everything.
Okay, I didn't take it that way, but I'll take your word for it. But
You
I
in
always,
that dress, my thoughts, I confess, verge on dirty.
Yeah, I guess that he was a little wordplay was going on there.
Just wanted
but,
to have sex with Eileen. I mean.
Okay, well now we're getting to
exactly
it, aren't
what
we?
you said.
So I always think it's interesting. Dexy's Midnight Runners. As I recall, there were like 9 people in that band. Whenever a band is a one-hit wonder and they have like 9 people, it's like. Somebody's working in the healthcare industry. Like, I mean, so there's just, and then you have bands like ZZ Top and Rush who had this long run, 3 people, everybody's making money. There's no problem at all.
Yeah, like
Getting
Sly
really
and the
rich.
Family Stone, they have a lot of hits.
Yeah,
But it's a
yeah.
lot of people to distribute that money to.
Parliament Funkadelic. You know, sometimes the doorman was part of the band. You know, it's like who's
Sly
getting paid?
wasn't so good with his money. He was actually living in a van.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
He just got all drugged up, right?
Yep.
That was his problem. He couldn't get over that. But the early stuff.
Oh, he was great.
Fantastic. You know, more poppy than I expected. Because I know Sly and the Family Stone from like Woodstock and, you know, that kind of stuff. And so when I started really getting into them, I was really surprised at how kind of pop songs.
With
What
that
do you mean,
voice
what's their
of his.
pop stuff?
Huh?
I feel like what
You
is
would
their
know
pop
it.
stuff?
I just don't know off the top
It's
of my
a
head.
family affair.
There's a lot of songs that sound almost Motowny.
There is a short one who doesn't like a tall.
Different strokes.
Yeah, that
for
one.
different.
But there was even stuff that's even more like go play like a Sly and the Family Stone Essentials. I think you'd be surprised at how like top 40ish
yeah.
a lot of the songs sound. I
I think
expected
those are the
more.
ones I knew. I don't think I know what you mean when you are talking
Oh,
about.
that's
the,
why you got to check
Woodstock
out.
ones.
Oh no, that's like a 20-minute version of "I Wanna Take You Higher." More of a
Okay.
jam.
I think I know their pop stuff more than the other stuff.
There you go. I'm all
Different
about-
generations.
Gosh, I watched the entire. That's something else I watched when I was sick. I watched the entire performance by the Who at Woodstock.
Oh.
And it happened at something like 4:30 in the morning.
Is that not in the movie?
Not the whole thing. This is the whole set.
Okay.
And I think that I had read that somebody put something in Pete Townsend's drink, and like in the middle of the set, he starts tripping really hard. I think, is that him?
I feel like I've heard that.
Well, I know what Carlos Santana had happened to as well, so I may be conflating stories, but I think somebody in The Who was...
I heard that they were all dosed.
Oh, maybe. I don't. How do you remember the words to the songs? I don't... And they're
disco muscle memory.
They did a whole, like, they did a few of, they start with a few of the hits, and then they're doing Tommy mostly, like deep tracks from Tommy, and the album maybe had been out for a few months at that point. So if they were all out of their minds and Roger Daltrey was able to, they sounded great. Sometimes Keith Moon annoys me, but not that set.
AI says,
really good.
yes, The Who's lead singer Roger Daltrey accidentally dosed himself with LSD before performing at Woodstock.
He said all the food backstage was laced with it. You couldn't get ice that had acid in it.
Yeah. That's what, and it happened to Carlos Santana, too. So it's one thing to be watching performers who do it on purpose. It's another thing to be watching performers who realize in the middle of the set, it's not like they haven't done it before and they don't know what's happening, and they put it together pretty quickly.
I hope Sha Na Na wasn't dosed.
Oh, I hope they were. That was the craziest. Yeah, Sha Na Na.
Yeah.
Because I love that movie. I love the long version of that movie, the 4-hour version. And just all of a sudden there's Sha Na Na jumping around. Bow, bow, bow.
You could rock him, you could roll him, you could stop him, you could roll him.
Just in their gold like LeMay or whatever.
And Bowser.
Dance moves.
And I'm just wondering, like, were they tripping? Like, late, not during their set, but like backstage was like,
were they
hey,
getting high?
hey, Bowser.
No thanks.
Bow, bow, bow.
I got to host match game later.
Yeah, because I feel like Bowser, like if he wasn't in Sha Na Na, would have been like a sheriff or something. You know?
He ended up being a game show host.
I know. Later on, he kind of extended his career a little bit. Not game shows that many people saw for very long.
No,
but
it was the match game Hollywood Squares hour.
How long did that last?
A season or two.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a
It was
hit.
a big thing, though, for Tim.
It was. That's Bowser.
You ever watch our TV shows?
I love that show.
I did too.
It was a variety show.
I can't even remember if it was good or not. I just liked it as a kid. Andrew Seco says there's new trouble on 75 in Marietta.
New trouble indeed. Looking at a crash block in a center lane, 75 south, approaching Woody Hill Road. That's exit 260. Those delays already stretching you back a few miles. And if we're heading north, we are not out of the woods either. Stall block in a lane here, 75 northbound. When you get to Wade Green Road, exit 273. The alternate is also jammed up on Highway 41. Maybe time to look into some backup plans here. You can take Powers Ferry Road, Lower Roswell Road, or Piedmont Road. Kobe Dawkins, Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
I am right here for you right now, dealing with delays over on the north end perimeter, 285 east and southbound. You are going to stop and go from Ashford Dunwoody Road down to Memorial Drive over in Clarkston. Also 285 westbound, southbound. Overall, not so bad, but still dealing with some on and off the brake action as you leave Georgia 400 and head down to I-20 on the west side. This report brought to you by PureTalk.com. Stop overpaying for your cell phone plan. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month on their 5G network. Dial pound 250 and say keyword switch now to save 50% off your first month. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
WSB is your home of the Dogs.
Goal to go from the 2.
This week, your Bulldogs host SEC rival Tennessee between the hedges in prime time.
Toss sweep to Nate.
Pre-game coverage starting Saturday at 3:30.
He tucks it and runs.
Kickoff at 7:30.
It gets into the end zone.
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group, to discuss one of the biggest blind spots that people face when saving for retirement, and it's a head-scratcher. Chris, how do so many people not know what they're invested in?
That's the biggest flaw that everybody runs into. They think they know what equities they have, they think they know what bonds they have, but they really don't know how those mutual funds or how those index funds are performing in conjunction with one another. So, I would liken this to a big pot of soup, and we're just throwing all the ingredients in the refrigerator in this thing. It's not very good. It's just a mishmash of stuff. And sometimes you like the way it tastes. Sometimes you don't. And when you don't know why. You don't know if you got too much chicken in there or too much vegetables in there or what's going on. And I ask every caller that comes in for an initial consultation, do you know how your portfolio is broken down? And they say, well, I've got, 20 or so options in my 401k, and I just picked 2 of them or 3 of them. I thought I needed some international. I thought I needed some U.S. equities. I thought I needed some bonds. And they're just guessing. So you have to absolutely know what you're invested in, and that's where we will run the 401k portfolio x-ray for you, because that'll break it down. If you're not proficient at investing and don't understand this world, we will walk you through it. Not knowing what you're invested in is a big hindrance to growing and protecting your money. We will run a portfolio x-ray for you and educate you on exactly what's in your portfolio.
Set up a time to get your complimentary portfolio x-ray today. Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858. That's 404-737-3858, or book online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
When leaves are falling off the trees, it's time to celebrate autumn. But when your garage door is falling off its tracks, it's time for All Four Seasons. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Sounds like you're ready for a new garage door. At All Four Seasons, we offer fast service, affordable prices, and a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. Our products are warranted, and our work is guaranteed. When trust matters, repair or replacement, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world, so why settle for an ordinary engagement ring you can find almost anywhere? Well, I know a place where you can design your own custom engagement ring. Terra Fine Jewelry Company. At Terra, the styles and designs are endless, and their expert jewelers make it easy to bring your personally designed engagement ring to life. Your bride-to-be deserves more than a cookie-cutter engagement ring, so explore the vast options of custom design rings at Terra Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort, Georgia. Terra Fine Jewelry Company.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
Turns out we have more
breaking news from the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Pots and pans are falling from the sky. Is the sky breaking? George Clark assures me that he has sources, one of them being the New York Times.
Yes, the New York Times is the one that broke the story.
And the breaking story is?
Elon Musk met with Iran's UN ambassador, Iranian officials say.
All right, that would be Iran. But
Iran.
I get your...
Iran.
Although I used to have a T-shirt back when we got all in the scuffle with Iran when the hostages were taken. And as this, I don't know what I was, 14, I was very upset about it. And I went and bought a shirt. And on the shirt, it said, America ends in I can, not Iran.
Oh, got
I
him.
was only 14. I didn't realize it was pronounced Iran. But that's okay.
So you ripped the shirt up after you found out?
I you know me. I don't even. I didn't have it. I don't know. By the time I found out, I don't know what that shirt was. Elon, just how did that conversation go? It was like
it's very similar to the to the conversation that I
Elon, we only have to 7.
had with.
We only have to 7. If
So yeah, okay. So it was very similar to Zelensky. You know, offers of certain types of vehicles and things like that. If you like, because they're very rural.
Yeah.
Country, a lot of people live in mountains and things. So why not get Starlink? And maybe offer the Ayatollah Cybertruck. And look, because of the...
Do you have an excess of Cybertrucks you're not selling? It seems like you're trying to get all these leaders to sign peace deals or something.
Well, if you
get
give the
Cybertruck.
leader of the country, the Cybertruck, especially, the cult of personality type leader, then all the people... I don't have a problem with that. The rich Persian kids
right.
drive around in Tehran.
Uh-huh.
They like Beamers.
Yeah, okay.
So
it's a form of promotion.
Right.
Yeah.
So you give it to him, you put the flag.
The Ayatollah's in
the
it, right?
face or whatever. They like the old Ayatollah, whichever Ayatollah they like.
Yeah.
They could do that. It'd de-escalate and show that we mean business.
And you could sell more Cybertrucks too.
In Iran, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, listen, there's mutual interest, I guess.
Yeah, I need to open markets. So.
I gotta tell you, I like this stuff. We have to see how
it's a Hatch Act violation.
I will see how
doesn't work for the government. That's why it gets so funny already. He doesn't.
Yeah, but do you have to work for? He's a businessman. Does he have to work for the government?
No, he's saying that in defense of when people come out and go, he can't do this.
Yeah,
but couldn't I talk to the ambassador of Iran?
You can, because you don't work for the government. The
Yeah,
Hatch Act.
neither does he.
Yeah, that's what Jared's saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Hatch Act only applies to somebody within government.
No, I get it.
They did it because he's too close to Trump.
But what are the people at MSNBC? Because there's no way the intelligence agencies like this, and the media, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News as well, they're very much in tune with what the intelligence agencies want. So what is their pushback going to be? How does it hurt things to have Elon Musk have a conversation with the ambassador of Iran? Maybe he's saying there might be a lot of speculation about what's going to happen, but I just talked to Trump, and this is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So, and there's a proposition involved, right? Listen, I'm just annoyed that we're going to go through more of this. Oh, he said this, and he appointed that person. Have you seen the map of the United States? The red and the blue? Look at it. Autumn, have you seen it?
Yeah, of course.
She made a blanket out of it.
Yeah, I'm crocheting one right now.
You could buy T-shirts.
I mean, it's there are more people in the big cities, but this is the entire country. And they voted for this. They don't want the same thing. They don't want the same bureaucrats to do the same thing with the same... We're nearing World War III with this post-World War II idea that we just don't speak to people. We should be speaking to Iran. We should be speaking to Russia. We should be speaking to China. We should be doing everything possible to not go to war. Andrew Seco says there's better news on 20 in DeKalb.
Well, there was better news, but things are a little bit busy today. Now we have a new crash in the same spot. Right lane's knocked out. 20 eastbound at Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. Those delays filling up really quick. Once again, you want to use Covington Highway to dodge those delays. Double trouble in Cobb County. New crash in the right lane, 75 north at Canton Road, exit 267. And that stall a couple exits up, Wade Green Road on a left lane at exit 273. You may want to avoid the area and use those alternates, East Piedmont Road or Powers Ferry Road. The look of Midtown downtown to the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center. Here's Kobe Dawkins.
Well, the downtown connector continues to be jammed up. 7585 southbound from 17th Street to I-20. Northbound rides delays start at University Ave just around the Grady Curve. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And with over 1 million of those calls coming from previous clients, friends, and family.
My name is Jason Williams. It was a rainy day, and I got hit from behind by a lady that was doing somewhere over 100 miles an hour is what they were saying. I've never dealt with anything like this before. Everybody that I talked to kept saying the same name, which was Morgan & Morgan. I was on hold for maybe 15 seconds. When they come back and said, Jason, we will absolutely take your case. As a non-tech savvy guy, any question that I had, if I called, text, or emailed, they got right back to me. They made it as easy for me as it could have been.
Thank you for trusting us. We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. The word is out. Size matters. Reputation matters. We're America's largest injury law firm for a reason. With over 900 dedicated attorneys and climbing, we're ready wherever you are, whatever you need. The choice is easy. We're just a phone call away. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Did you know that repair and maintenance at Rocco's European Garage won't void your car's warranty? Only certified technicians and OEM parts are used, and we're dedicated to providing value that always beats the dealer. Now with 6 convenient locations or online at roccoseuropeangarage.com.
The biggest factor, I think, in choosing a company is their integrity. Are they going to warranty their work and stand behind their work?
Meteorologist Glenn Burns loves his Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows.
The product, of course, has to be good, but the folks standing behind that product have to be even better. This is the company that has the best products, the best service, the best installation.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
This is Scott Slade with a message from Georgia Power about Hurricane Helene, the most destructive hurricane in the company's 140-year history. Over 20,000 personnel responded to over 1,000 miles of downed power lines, over 8,300 poles broken. They essentially had to rebuild large areas instead of simply reconnecting. And Georgia Power's commitment to total restoration continues with account assistance for affected customers and substantial donations to relief efforts. To learn more, visit georgiapower.com/Helene.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller and Son Jewelers. Our top story, a new report out today from the Justice Department details the horrific conditions at the Fulton County Jail. U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says the report finds conditions violate the Constitution and federal law.
The most obvious casualties of the civil rights violations occurring in the jail are those who leave the jail in body bags.
Fulton County Chairman Rob Pitts responds this afternoon saying they have been able to make some improvements at the jail.
We've come a long ways in really a short period of time, and we have a few steps yet to go.
Sheriff Pat Labatt has consistently raised concerns about conditions at the jail. 54 degrees in Atlanta. It clears up tonight and plenty of sunshine tomorrow and into Saturday. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. 3 people are arrested in a homicide at Blackburn Park in Brookhaven. 21-year-old Brandon Davis of Decatur was shot and killed near the tennis courts last Saturday. Police Chief Brandon Gurley credits the use of technology for helping to catch the suspects.
Without a doubt, had it not been for the cameras and the license plate readers that we have leveraged and invested in here in the city of Brookhaven, the case would not have resolved itself so quickly.
Police say the suspects lured the victim to the park under the pretense of a business transaction with the intent to rob him. New charges are filed today against an Amazon delivery driver charged in a fatal hit and run in Cherokee County.
The accident Tuesday night claimed the life of 79-year-old Sandra Fitz of Canton, and 24-year-old London Best was arrested and charged. Captain Jay Baker says deputies executed a search warrant of the delivery vehicle.
They located a small amount of drugs inside, and they've just updated the charges on Mr. Best.
Best was already charged with vehicular homicide and hit and run. The felony drug charges will now be included when he goes before a judge. He remains jailed without bond in Cherokee County. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
President-elect Trump makes his latest big announcement for his next administration.
President-elect Trump announced on social media he's nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to be his Secretary of Health and Human Services, writing that Kennedy would restore public health agencies to, quote, the traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency.
Karen Travers reports Kennedy has been an outspoken critic of vaccine mandates. Trump's nomination of former Congressman Matt Gaetz to be Attorney General could face tough sledding in the confirmation process.
Connecticut Democrat Richard Blumenthal, who was on the Judiciary Committee which would oversee confirmation hearings of Matt Gaetz, says he has heard from 5 to 10 Republicans who are possible no votes.
CBS congressional correspondent Scott McFarland reports Gates has been under an ethics investigation for alleged sex trafficking. The Ethics Committee is expected to vote on Friday whether to release its report. A national car parts chain with a big presence here in Georgia is closing hundreds of stores.
Advance Auto Parts, which has 259 stores throughout Georgia, says it plans to close as many as 700 stores nationwide, over 500 that it owns, 200 independent ones it supplies. That's by the middle of next year, slashing thousands of jobs. The chain says it's because a lot of U.S. car owners just aren't repairing their own cars anymore. No word yet on which locations will be shuttered. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission has an urgent warning about the dangerous adult bed rails. 18 people have died since 2021. Medical King is recalling about 220,000 of its products due to risks of entrapment and asphyxia. This comes after a 66-year-old man died after being trapped between a mattress and a bed rail in South Carolina. A new tropical storm has formed in the Caribbean. Sarah is pounding the coast of Honduras with heavy rain. Forecaster Mike Brennan at the National Hurricane Center says the danger will grow over the next few days.
Life-threatening flash flooding, potentially catastrophic impacts, landslides across much of this area. So it's going to be a very dangerous situation all the way through the weekend.
The latest trend, though, has this storm moving further west, and it's not expected to threaten Florida. It is now 5:34. This news sponsored by John Foy and Associates. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts with Andrew Seco.
Crowded coming in and out of Marietta. Crash still active up to the right shoulder, causing this onlooker delay. 75 north at Highway 5. That's exit 267. A few exits up that stalled. Still causing some delays. 75 north at Wade Green Road. Exit 273. Delays looking really tough. You want to use Highway 41 as an alternate here. Still a little bit crowded in DeKalb County as well. The crash still active. 20 eastbound at Wesley Chapel Road. That is exit 68. Veronica Harrell, Coolray Carrier Traffic Center.
For that northeast ride, you're going to deal with some brake lights. 85 northbound, leaving Spaghetti Junction. 285, then sluggish through Norcross. Also a few brake lights. 85 northbound, approaching 985. And 400 northbound slows through Sandy Springs from 285 over to the MARTA station, and then again through Alpharetta around Windward Parkway. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies for this evening, but the clouds are slowly moving out of the metro region late tonight. So clear skies for tomorrow morning, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 64. This weekend, brilliant sunshine, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the mid-60s. Mostly sunny on Monday, morning low 47, afternoon high 72.
Right now 52 in Smyrna, 49 in Snellville, and 56 in Peachtree City. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Fall, lots of fun, festivals, football, and full roads. With all of these activities and distractions, pack your patience and take your time. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. We all know accidents happen, and if a distracted driver hits you this fall, call my trusted team at John Foy and Associates, the Strong Arm. They specialize in personal injury law with a winning track record taking on big insurance companies. There is zero cost until they win your case. Call 24/7 for your free case evaluation, johnfoy.com.
I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but the cold air is coming fast. That means a couple different things to me and you. Energy bills will be rising and company coming over for the holidays. Dan Watkins here with All Four Seasons Garage, entry doors, and windows. It's time to get your house ready for the winter air and your holiday visitors. The good news is that we have you covered for every opening in your home. So call us today to set up a free estimate with one of our amazing sales consultants. They'll help you pick out the perfect garage door, front door, and windows for your home.
George Stein literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. Let him represent you. GeorgeStein.com.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey, it's Mark Aram here with an amazing way to make this a stress-free holiday season. Heat and serve traditional feasts from my friends at Publix. Order now and make your holiday gathering one to remember. Check out the turkey dinner. It includes a fully cooked turkey, old-fashioned cornbread dressing, delicious home-style Yukon Gold mashed potatoes, cranberry orange relish, marshmallow delight, and no Thanksgiving is complete without delicious home-style gravy. Just make sure you order these items in advance. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Shut up, Wes Moss. We're on the air, for heaven's sakes. Oh, now is the time to plug in your, turn on your microphone if you'd like to speak.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. When did you wake up? At 4?
Well, I'll tell you what, everything seems like darkness when daylight savings comes. The fact that it's almost dark at 5:30, 7.
Can I tell you that I mentioned this last week? When I lived in L.A. in the 90s, there's a part, and it might be this time of year, there's one part a year, I am not lying to you, it's basically dark at 4:30. So
I've seen people in Arizona complaining on their TikTok saying that it gets dark too early, too, that it gets dark at 4:30.
Can you go back? I'm not on TikTok. Can you go back and remind them that the government doesn't force them to live there? If they don't want to, there's other places.
You want to comment as you? Eric Von Hessler says.
Can we have a law that says it doesn't get dark?
You don't need to live there.
Yeah. I had friends from Western New York. And we had moved to Atlanta. And then years later, they moved to North Carolina, I think. And they came to stay with us for a weekend some years ago. And I was, just driving around with my buddy who I hadn't seen in a while. And he was talking about moving from Western New York to the Southeast. And he just said at one point, he's like, you realize in the middle of these 6-month-long freezing winters that we don't have to live here. We can move somewhere else. All right, you heard his voice. I've seen his handsome face. Let's do this.
What's the market doing? With Money Matters, Wes Moss.
My brother's a casualty of California. He's leaving.
He's decided enough already.
He went to school out there, or he got his first residency in L.A. and ended up eventually getting a full-time job there and has been there now for probably a decade and just cannot take it.
It's too much regulation. It's too much government. And then you look around and they're not doing the things that you would want them to do, like have order and things like that. And you're being taxed.
And it's too much taxes.
Yes. I was thinking of this during my little layabout the last couple of days. I think I've already said it.
By the way, it's great to have you back from your layout.
Well, you didn't even know I was gone. So I was thinking about this, and maybe I've already said it. But the point is that life is hard enough for people. Your kids, your wife, your husband, your relationships, health, death, all of it. Life is just hard enough, and people don't need their government coming along and making it more difficult. Oh, you didn't sign this form in 1985. Like, your government is supposed to be there to kind of make sure that that you have a good judiciary, and if you got a grievance, you can take it and know that they're not supposed to make a life. It's funny. I saw something online. Harvey Korman's grave site, his tombstone, not tombstone because I think he's like in a
tomb.
But it doesn't have a tombstone, and that's strange.
Yeah.
But it's like a plaque on his thing. The marker, it says, "You live, you suffer, you die."
Wow.
And although that's kind of a dark
Nothing
way to look
about
at life,
Carol Burnett?
No, there was nothing in there about Tim Conway even, which surprised me because the Private
buddies.
Eyes, what a great movie. So and I'm not saying I want that on mine, but life is hard, and you just don't need government coming along. And, my wife, the IRS sent us something. They didn't like something from our 2021 taxes or something. So we owed a certain amount, and then they added interest. So they added an extra $200. I'm not going to bore you with the amount of taxes I pay every year. But it's just, so it's not a burden to me. It's just an inconvenience. But it's a burden to others. There's no reason for the government to come along and just make what life is not easy. And your government should try to at least be neutral, And that's just too many.
You're asking too much, Eric.
In California, it gets to the point they're telling you,
Well, it's government on top of government.
Oh, if your child wants to have a sex change operation, the teacher doesn't have to tell come on. The teacher is going to protect the children, the students, from their parents. A little too far for government? Who knows? Maybe. I'm just saying maybe.
Well, by the way, the election, I think, is a sign that some of the pendulum is coming back a little bit more towards the middle. I don't know if we've talked. We really haven't talked since the election, but it's probably so far ago.
No. It's all been. We just had Bill Crane. Because all the new, it's shaken out. The cabinet appointees. So it's very relevant. So whatever your thoughts are, let us have.
Well, I think there's a couple of really major things that it just came down to, but the week before, my sense was that it really just comes down to what we've talked about here the most when we're talking about the economy and markets. Our number one topic this year, and really for the last year and a half, has been one word, and that's inflation. And that's ultimately what this election, it's really what it came down to. It is the lack of progress that we feel relative to how much it costs to live in America.
And a government tells you you're wrong. You're wrong if you say that the economy isn't good. And all those people in government, inflation is an inconvenience, not a life crusher.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that there's that part too. It's that whole, what did Judge Judy used to say about, don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. I mean, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that, And so I think you're absolutely right that there's a lot of other things. I think the cultural stuff, I think the cancel culture and all that stuff had a lot to do with it. But I agree, it was the fact that it costs so damn much for everything. When you have young people putting up TikTok videos about how much it cost for these items from the grocery store, that's the tipping point. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
And that's what this came down to. The election, if you had to isolate one thing, and yes, there's lots of other things. The cultural wars have, I think, a huge part of it. But if I had to just point to one thing, it's people just haven't kept up. And it's when I see it, and if you think about the business that I'm in the business of folks that are able to stop working at 55 or even if you're able to stop working at 65, you're still doing better than about 99% of people.
How long are people mostly working? I'm talking about the working class. How long do they work if they can?
I think still most people don't work much past 65.
Okay.
And they get the and then
question is, what kind of life do you have after that?
Sure. But the reality here is that even for arguably the top 1, 2, 3%, maybe the top 5%, that outside of the top 0.5%, they're impacted and they've been hurting for inflation, because of inflation. So, even from my lens of people that have been, pretty financially successful, I've heard complaints for the last couple of years about they feel as though their income isn't necessarily keeping up with the cost. And think about that's scary too. So
Sure.
Even if you're financially in a good spot, you're worried that everything's going to start to outpace the rest of your assets, and
You have no more income,
and you're no longer working. So you've already stopped. You've already hung it up. You can't really go back in any material way.
We bought that villa in Italy.
You can't. Gosh, the 3 homes, they're just the taxes.
We may have to break it down to 2.
Hey, there are some mountain villas that you can buy in northern Italy for like $1 now. Their population is dwindling right now. So those are good investment ideas, right? There's
the only problem is you have to live there.
I'd rather get mine in LJ.
That's right.
So, I think another thing about, so you're right that it's inflation that is the tipping point, I believe. But the messaging that came from the administration and the media, for the most part, I think it was trickery in the messaging. And we've talked about this a lot, which is if inflation is at 9%, and then over the next year or so, you get a report that says, well, now inflation is 4%, they would report it as if
it was great.
You get that back. Yeah. You don't get that
it's raining.
back. It's
raining.
It's up 9. It raised 9%, and then it only raised 4% over that already 9%. So I think it comes out to something like 26% if you put it all together.
25. Think of it. Everything is 25% more expected or more expensive than it was in COVID.
Yeah, and so I believe that's absolutely correct.
The rate, by the way, we just got inflation yesterday. The most recent CPI number that just came out was 2.6, and again, we've got to remember, obviously, it's 2.6 on top of what it was last year.
Everything
it's
else.
It's not 2.6. It's 2.6
now,
on top of the
I
25.
say that, and I say that. Now, things can happen over years where you give some of that back, right? I mean, you could have. No, you wouldn't want to do that, right? Because that would mean that you're starting to go into kind of a what's it called, deflation, or
right? Not disinflation, but D.
Yeah, and so there's dangers involved there. Economics is wonderful because a lot of times when you see headlines that look like good news, you'll find out that it's the worst news. And like the dollar is stronger than ever, and you go, "Oh, well, that must be
good
that must
news.
be the greatest thing of all time."
Proud to
Well,
be.
yeah, other countries can't afford our products. It's like, oh, okay, it's gonna hurt us. So, because doesn't China manipulate their currency so that it's worth less so that we can afford their goods?
Correct.
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird thing.
And one thing that people are worried about now, especially with the Trump administration coming in, there's going to be a big focus on energy, right?
Yeah.
And with us producing a lot more oil and putting it out in the market, they think that overall we're not going to make as much profit on like oil and stuff like that.
Yeah, but what it will do, don't you think that that's the easiest way to make people's lives more comfortable is if energy prices within the next 3 to 6 months actually go down? I think it has a knockoff effect. It's the one thing the Trump administration can do. I'm not talking about the climate or people arguing, but it's in terms of the economy, to make the economy explode. That's the one thing they can really do.
Prices
right?
at the pump and lower interest rates.
And remember, in Georgia, we're a little bit spoiled because we have a government that has taken all the taxes off during all of this. Most other states haven't. They're dealing with much higher gas prices than we are. Andrew Seco says there's new trouble by the airport.
New trouble indeed. Looking at a stalled out big rig in the center lane. Somebody down on the outer 285 eastbound right before you hit I-75. That's exit 58, stretching you all the way back towards I-85, adding a couple extra minutes passing by the airport. Heading up towards downtown, the connector is jammed up 75, 85 north and south. Slow and going you from 17th Street all the way down past I-20. Looks like we might have some better news out of Marietta, Kennesaw. What say you, Kobe Dawkins?
Yeah, better news. 75 northbound at Highway 5, that crash has been moved off to the right, and then as you continue near Wade Green Road, that stall has been cleared. And this report is sponsored by Medicare.gov. Review and compare all your 2025 coverage options during Medicare open enrollment. Visit Medicare.gov. Open enrollment ends December 7th, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Stay connected to Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic with the 95.5 WSB app. Listen to Atlanta's morning news. EVH, Eric Erickson, Mark Aram, and Shelley Winter. No matter where you go. 95.5 WSB and the WSB app. Download it today or find us in the iHeart and Odyssey apps.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aram back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Ho, 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 Santa here. This December, join me at Sea Island and get in the Christmas spirit early with 25% off room reservations at the Cloister or the Lodge. Experience Sea Island as it transforms into a coastal winter wonderland. Receive a $250 resort credit per stay to use on some of our newest experiences, like Holiday Camp Cloister, Story Time with Scout, and Bike Tour with me, Santa. Reserve this limited time offer today by visiting SeaIsland.com or call 1-800-SEA-ISLAND. Offer subject to availability. Terms apply.
Your termite bill went up again. Did you just pay it, or did you call to fight it? Hey, it's Scott Slade. Stop negotiating year after year and switch your termite protection to Breda Pest Management. They'll lock in your rate for 10 years. Nobody is better than Breda at keeping termites out, and your rate is locked in for 10 years. Breda Pest Management. They handle bugs and critters. BREDApest.com.
Breda, Breda. No need to be afraid of bugs. This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, where this weekend we're inviting you to our Takori holiday event, where you can shop an extended collection of engagement rings, wedding bands, and new fashion jewelry, all handcrafted in the USA. They're fully customizable, so you can try on all your options and have your dream ring handcrafted in time for a holiday proposal. You can get up to 24 months 0% APR financing, or up to $1,000 back in Amex gift cards. Only at D. Geller & Son in Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs. RSVP online at dgeller.com. Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. With the Guaranteed Offer, you can skip the uncertainty and sell your home fast for all cash in as little as 21 days. Mark Spain Real Estate's been serving families for nearly 30 years and has helped over 58,000 satisfied clients. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer would be and start packing.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
We don't have a lot of time here, so we're going to take a lot of this time to, well, not a lot of it, but we're going to take some of it to give some tickets away. But before that, I want you to know that Wes Moss has got a brand new chart for us. And you know how much
It's a beautiful chart.
It's got colors. It's
Wes has always been good with charts.
Yeah.
You would have done better on The Apprentice if you'd had more charts. And you know me, I love charts.
Kamal loves his graphs.
But
I love a diagram.
Yeah,
specifically the Venn diagram with the circle.
Huge fan of Venn diagrams.
America's coming together.
The circles, and it's
okay.
When you think about
the
part where they come together.
Yeah, we don't have 30 minutes for you to talk about your Venn diagram.
It's like a diamond, sort of, but like round on the
I know
side
you don't really have much of an audience anymore. I get it. I get it. But
it's so strange how the circles make us.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny?
I know it is. Are you trying to shut me up?
Yes.
Because it sounds like it.
Yeah,
she's looking for media time here.
I know, and I'm happy.
I mean,
to give
listen,
it to
I
you.
lost. Can't you let me win at least in the conversation?
I know. We've got a commercial coming up here.
We
That's
do
all.
commercials selling gold from
now. Oh yeah, you and William Devane.
Here's my code. I lost.
But I will say this:
10% off.
I'm mad at the chart people because they
Big
never.
chart.
Yeah, I'm mad at the chart people because they never adopted Wes Moss's upside down grasshopper. Was it
praying mantis?
Praying mantis. And you know
it was
what?
a praying mantis.
I'm loyal to the people around me, and the fact that was never picked up.
That wasn't a winner.
It wasn't
my
a winner.
best.
Well, you know what? I'm pissed at the chart people, but I will look at your charts. Okay, let's give away some tickets as soon as I find.
Some Little River Band.
I know what it is. I just for some reason
Here, read off here.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Win 2 tickets to see Little River Band with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra on Tuesday, November 26th, Atlanta Symphony Hall. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale right now at aso.org. Andrew Seco says there's delays through Midtown and downtown.
The downtown connector looking a little tough right now. 75-85 north and south has you on and off the brakes from 17th Street all the way down past I-20, heading up towards the perimeter. 285 look east and west looking really tough through Sandy Springs. You are slowing to go in big time from New Northside Drive all the way down towards Peachtree Boulevard. That's exit 31. Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And for your Northeast ride travel advisory, got a crash 985 southbound below Highway 53, exit 16, left lane knocked out. Go ahead, use Highway 13 to get you through Oakwood. The rest of the Northeast ride, I-85 overall, not so bad. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
At Humana, our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options and choose a Medicare Advantage plan. You'll feel confident because you have plan options that fit your needs. You could have a plan with a $0 premium and even personalized care from a wide network of doctors, or all-in-one plans that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. When it comes to the benefits and support you need, Humana has Medicare Advantage plans made for your well-being and your wallet. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Your business needs a network it can count on.
Power's out.
Comcast Business has you covered with Wi-Fi backup to help keep your business up and running, even when your power goes out.
Everybody in the warehouse good? Lights are out, but the Wi-Fi's up. Let's power on.
It's from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Break room, you good?
Can't microwave my burrito, but Wi-Fi's fine. Let's power on.
Power on with the leader in connectivity, Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Learn how to get Comcast Business Internet and Security Edge plus Wi-Fi backup for $59 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement when you add Comcast Business Unlimited Mobile. And ask how to get up to a $600 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Don't wait. Call or go online today. Ends 11/17/24. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 300 megabit per second internet, Security Edge, and Wi-Fi backup. Eco bill and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like who can I trust with the comfort of my family? Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Hessler Doctrine for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parents did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 5-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. Get a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part.
Call 470 experts. Guardian Home Experts.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top local story tonight, a Justice Department report lays bare a laundry list of problems at the Fulton County Jail that basically concludes no one is in charge and inmates are allowed to prey on one another without fear of getting caught. WSB's Steve Summers reports live with more on the report and how county officials are reacting.
Yeah, Bill, the report says violations of inmate rights are the rule, not the exception at the Rice Street lockup and 3 annexes around the county. Broken cell doors and lights and deteriorating walls allowing the most violent to get access to anyone, anytime.
2023 alone, there were over 1,000 assaults and more than 300 stabbings.
And U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says even worse.
Jail staff witnessed and allowed the attacks without intervention.
And then there's the excessive use of force by guards against inmates. Fulton County Commission Chair Rob Pitt said late this afternoon that improvements are already being made ahead of that report.
We've come a long ways in really a short period of time, and we have a few steps yet
to go.
The DOJ report does not include a timeline for improvements. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
54 degrees in Atlanta. Clouds moving out tonight, making way for brilliant sunshine over the next couple of days. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Brookhaven police credit technology for helping them arrest 3 suspects for the murder of a Decatur man at a popular park.
Chief of Police Brandon Gurley says on Saturday night, 2 women and a man lured 21-year-old Brandon Xavier Davis to the tennis courts at Blackburn Park in Brookhaven and shot and killed him. But just 4 days later, police caught them with the help of technology.
Number one, the case would not have resolved itself so quickly. Number two, I'm not sure it would have even resolved itself with an arrest at all.
With the use of cameras and license plate readers, investigators were able to locate and serve arrest warrants on the 3 suspects, who now face felony murder and robbery charges. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
The Coweta County Sheriff's Department is mourning a K-9 named Titan killed in a gunfight.
K-9 Titan spent 5 years with the department and worked numerous cases involving missing persons, drug bust, and warrant service. But he died along with a suspect after a high-speed chase ended with gunfire. That suspect, identified as 23-year-old Jason Andre Wilson of Atlanta, fled a traffic stop in Coweta County and led deputies on a chase that ended with a pit maneuver stop in Fairburn. Wilson then opened fire with an AK pistol and deputies returned fire. One officer suffered graze wounds. He will be okay, but Titan and Wilson died in the exchange. The GBI has been brought in to investigate. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A man is dead after a shooting inside a Southwest Atlanta barber shop. The shooting happened in a shopping center at Camp Creek Parkway and I-285. Atlanta police say there was an argument between 2 barbers minutes before the shooting. Update on the Trump transition. The president-elect says he is nominating anti-vaxxer Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to head the Department of Health and Human Services.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s allies have argued for weeks that Trump's election was a mandate for their so-called Make America Healthy Again platform as well, which promises sweeping changes to a broad array of federal health and nutrition programs ranging from purging agencies of officials he accuses of failing to stop risky chemicals from being added to foods to upending the way that the FDA regulates a range of products from raw milk to psychedelics.
CBS's Alexander Tin reports Trump said before the election he would give Kennedy free rein over health policy. DeKalb County Commissioner Michelle Long is donating $50,000 to help pay for science field trips for students in need. She says it'll cover the expenses for students who might not otherwise be able to afford those opportunities to get hands-on learning outside of the classroom. Elementary and middle schools in DeKalb County organize annual trips to the Georgia coast where students explore marine science, but it comes with a cost of $500 per child. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather and triple team traffic starts with Andrew Seco.
Crowded coming out of Midtown, downtown. Our connector has you all jammed up both directions here. Slow and going from University Avenue up through 17th Street. We are looking at a pretty busy northwest corridor here, now dealing with some road issues on the express lanes, adding some more drama to a very busy sector. You may want to keep using Highway 41 to dodge any delays, get where you're going on time. Looks like we might be tracking some new trouble outbound towards Lithia Springs, I-20. Taking a look at the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center is Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, on the West Freeway, I-20 westbound before Lee Road, exit 41. Crash off to the right, but you're slow back to I-285. And on the East Freeway, I-20 eastbound, you're slowing and going, leaving the perimeter to Panola Road. And then just the tap of the brakes getting into Conyers. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official plumber of Atlanta Homes. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies for this evening, but the clouds are slowly moving out of the metro region late tonight, so clear skies for tomorrow morning, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 64. This weekend, brilliant sunshine, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the mid-60s. Mostly sunny on Monday, morning low 47, afternoon high 72.
It is right now 51 degrees in Sandy Springs, 51 also in Brazelton. It is 53 in Locust Grove. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
All right, I believe that hour 4, I don't really know until my producer puts up 4 fingers, then I know the hour. It's hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now.
You are making it, man. Your sickness haze, man. You're making it.
Oh, let me tell you, I'm battling through. So this is interesting, and I want all the lawyers to know when I say this. What I mean is this is not the same person, but the winner of the Little River Band tickets has my wife's maiden name and her first name that she doesn't use. So, but there is no relation here. I promise you. Congratulations to Susan Turner of Dunwoody. Won 2 tickets to see Little River Band with the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra on Tuesday, November 26th, Atlanta Symphony Hall. Tickets are on sale right now at aso.org. Back off, lawyers. It's not my wife. And if she wanted tickets, she would just ask me, and I would be like, oh, I'll go see if I can get some for you. All right, Wes Moss, you have a brand. Oh, no, you got 2 charts. Now, hold on.
3
you
charts.
had me.
3 charts.
Oh, Wes Moss.
Oh, my 4 charts.
Always. He always overplays his hand when it comes to charts.
Many charts.
How many charts can one man look at?
5 charts.
We're going to start calling you Wes 5 Charts. Good name for today's show. Wes 5.
Westy 5 charts?
Get a picture of holding them all when the show is over. Okay.
Now, technically, some of these are tables and not charts.
Yeah.
So that'll get Kamala excited.
It's a table.
Yeah. Table's a little easier for me than a chart.
Can I do almost a lightning round with these?
Would you like... Are you requesting a chart lightning round? Well, you're lucky. I'm in a damn good mood.
This is ad lib radio.
Yes.
I'll do these so quickly because they don't all need a ton of time.
Not quick enough. I'm supposed to get...
What's number 2? Number 2.
Go ahead.
Okay, Trump in office went back to election November of 2016. What did the S&P 500 do? What did rates do? What did mortgage rates do? S&P 500 over his 4 years, and I ended at January 1, right before COVID hit a month later. S&P 500 up 76% during his tenure.
That's good, right?
76% is
because
very
76% down would be bad.
That would be bad.
Okay.
The mortgage rates were down 25%. That's that chart.
My goodness.
Lightning,
okay,
lightning.
Hold on. Say that again. Say it. Good.
That's that chart.
Chart number 2.
That's a lot.
Speaking of presidencies, you had mentioned down 75 would be a lot. Here's a table of how have stocks done under each president going back to 1897 William McKinley.
Woo!
Number 3 on the list of best stock market performances under that presidency. Again, in more modern times, we've only got 4 years or 8 years. Back before that, they were a little more mixed before term limits. Number 3 on the list, Barack Obama, at 182%. Bill Clinton, 209%, and Calvin Coolidge, number 1.
Wow, an absolute stunner.
Calvin,
silent Cal.
Okay, yeah, he was like he was a very cold person. They said about this Cal. Hey, but with that, I mean, what the hell? No
Bottom three.
Yes.
Richard Nixon, minus 20%. George W. Bush, minus 40%.
You're welcome.
And the worst presidential tenure, Herbert Build a Dam Hoover, down 82%.
Such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts.
Is that chart 2?
That's 2.
Is this how you bring economics to life?
It really does. I love this one. We've been talking about the housing. Remember, I hope you like your neighbor. Housing logjam, existing home sales as of the last reading. So how many transactions, how many houses are changing hands? 3.8 million. Go back to 2005. They were at 7.5 million. We have to go all the way back to what year to see this few housing transactions? The answer, June of 1995.
Oof. You got to say chart number 3.
Chart number 4.
Who's next?
No. 4 is next. When we finish one out, you slam down chart number 3.
Okay, chart number 3.
Give it a little more.
This is new.
Give it a little more. Come on.
Chart number 3.
Wes, you're fired.
Chart number 3. Now we're at 4. I know it's a little strange.
Wait, can we go back to 1?
All right, so this one is more of this is a chart/table. It's for the latest October CPI that just came out this week for the month of
This
October.
is a hybrid.
The number,
a chart and a table.
What has increased the most over the past 12 months? The answer, of course, is eggs, up 30%.
Craziness.
Which we all buy. It's a real thing. It's a big.
I like them scrambled.
Number 2 on the list is an interesting category: other condiments, and that excludes seasonings, juices, relishes.
What about ketchup?
Up 20. That excludes that.
What kind of condiments aren't ketchup and mustard and
Mayo?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Sriracha?
There you
Sriracha's
go.
definitely up a lot.
Could you count salsa?
Yeah, salsa, for
Is
sure.
salsa, that's a dip. Does that count as a condiment? I guess it does. Another
and
hybrid.
as far as what had the least amount of gain as a category on the chart, energy costs, if you're looking at them collectively, were actually down almost 5% year over year. Chart number 4.
We're getting there, Wes.
Wait a minute. I'm talking now.
You remember that?
And lastly, chart number 5. This is the change in Americans. Now, this is a serious chart.
Okay.
The change
It's about death or something.
Change in Americans' standard of living.
Yes.
Over the first 45 months of Biden-Harris and the first 45 months of Trump. And it's a big difference. And essentially what we're doing here is we're taking inflation minus how the ECI, the Employment Cost Index. So how much do people's wages go up relative to inflation? So real wages.
So explain that. So if inflation goes up 10 and your money and your wages go up 12, it's actually net 2.
Plus 2,
Plus
correct.
2. All right.
If inflation's up 10 and you only get a 5% raise during the period of time, it's
You're
a negative.
Right.
Well, that's exactly what it looked like for the Biden-Harris group over 45 months. It's a negative 4% in the standard of living during that 45-month period, and a positive nearly 3% if you're looking at CPI. But we take it one step further. That's not all.
Oh, my God. Do we have more?
We're taking now.
Hold on, one second. I have. That one came from the summer, but you know.
Hey, we did have Midhead earlier
right.
today.
Yeah.
So if we look at it and we're looking at the real CPI that we all spend money on,
These are the things like we have to have in our life.
It's called the common man CPI, and it's the things you actually need. It's shelter, it's gasoline, transportation, insurance, healthcare, things you have to have. That one is even more divergent. So under the first 45 months of Trump, Americans saw about a 4.1% increase in the standard of living and a negative 3.3% during Biden-Harris. So that spread, if you're looking at real life CPI, was even bigger under Trump. And I think, again, that's the determinant of this past election. That was chart number 5.
Woo! It's a clap.
Did that say the clap?
It's a clap.
That's when James Carville said he thought Trump had the clap. You know? Clap. So basically, all of those charts and tables, and I did notice the hybrid, the chart table, all of them all together, can't get anything past me. I got them all together, basically makes your point. It was the economy, specifically inflation, that at the very least pushed this over the edge for Trump. You know, I saw a thing, there was somebody like you, I can handle a chart if it's being explained to me. But so I watched something where, will you find this out, George? The number of counties in the United States of America that Kamala Harris actually won. And they're all in big cities. Mm-hmm. And in every one of those, she didn't get what Joe Biden had gotten 4 years earlier. But when you hear this, it's something like 55. How many counties? Total.
She won 55 counties.
Yeah,
How many counties are there?
Well, there's like 90 in this state, aren't there?
There's more than that.
150.
There's 3,244 counties in the U.S.
I believe, if I got it right, I saw this. No, I'm not. I saw this, and I believe it's something like 55. Of course, they were in New York, Illinois, California.
I'm still looking.
When you go to Google and type in how many counties did Kamala Harris win, you get a bunch of anti-Trump stories.
Yeah. Just in Georgia alone, remember, there's 159 counties. So I'll do the calculations for Georgia. Too.
Media, can I just say something? Do you understand the concept called paradigm shift? If we ask you online how many counties, by the way, that's not a conspiracy theory. We're asking for a fact. If the fact is she won 3,000, tell us that. Paradigm shift, Google. When we ask how many counties Kamala Harris won, we don't want anti-Trump stories. This should be obvious to you. But I'm here to tell you, what is crazy about that request? Could anything be more of a fact that you're searching for than that? Google. We've got 9 billion pages of nothing. You can't get a simple fact.
Well, their AI wouldn't answer the question. It said, I can't answer that question.
No, I can't answer that. Sorry. Boy, that's useful. But the future of AI is just going to be great, isn't it? Hey, can you get me a Coke? No, I can't do that. Sorry, I can't do that.
Well, do you want to know what ChatGPT says?
You've had too many Cokes this month. Yes? What? ChatGPT?
You know what they say?
What do they say?
They say Kamala and Joe Biden won 477 counties across the United States in 2020.
That's what we should know. That's the relevant point.
And in Georgia, I just did the calculations myself. 27 of our 159 counties were won by Kamala Harris. Just 27 of 159.
Go to Grok.
It's probably
525.
I'm sorry. I got the fives right?
Yes.
It's not 55. It's 525.
She won 525. He won 2,600 about.
Yeah. That just means major cities, the Democrats have major cities, and they're losing those because in every one of those counties, she got less than, almost every one, I'm out about every single one, she got less than Biden. You know, that's overwhelming. I'm telling you, take a look at that map. Have you seen the map, the red and the blue?
Yeah, there's
the blue
not
looks
a whole
like
lot of blue.
Looks like very tiny lakes spread out. I mean, it's just a fact. It's not an opinion.
It's interesting that Grok had the answer and
Right away.
ChatGPT did not.
Well, that's because Grok, who's behind Grok? Elon Musk. You know, it's all about which billionaire you ask, unfortunately.
You mean Elania Musk, the shadow first lady?
Oh, that's the meme, right?
That's he's the shadow first lady.
Dear media, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just informing you. There's been a paradigm shift. All right, we don't want to hear about the one person in a high school in Kansas who's upset about something. That's a local story, okay? Paradigm shift. Andrew Seco says there are new delays on 575 through Woodstock.
Seeing the brake lights filling in pretty quickly here. Have something jamming up 575 northbound as you approach Ridgewalk Parkway, stretching back a few miles. You may want to hop on Highway 5 to save you some time. Boy, the Northwest Corridor is a busy sector today. Kennesaw through Marietta. Now we're looking at a new trouble crash in a right lane, 75 south at Highway 5. That's exit 267. You may want to avoid the area. Keep using Highway 41 to dodge those delays. With a look of things in Midtown, downtown, here's Veronica Harrell, Cool Rake Area Traffic Center.
And it looks like there may be something new popping 75 southbound before Howell Mill Road, exit 252, causing delays. Get past all that bumper-to-bumper ride down to I-20. 85 southbound slows again over at Georgia 400 and connector northbound 75, 85 northbound. You're going to hit the brakes before University. This report brought to you by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. A Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
The Georgia Bulldogs find their backs against the wall.
Pivotal matchup.
This week, SEC rival Tennessee visits Athens for a game crucial to UGA's playoff hopes.
Two top teams in the country.
It's the Dogs versus the Volunteers.
Excited for this matchup.
Pre-game coverage starting Saturday at 3:30.
We need an electric atmosphere.
Only on your home of the Dogs, 95.5 WSB.
Every fan in every seat.
Brought to you in part by Hoffman Financial Group, official partner of the Georgia Bulldogs.
Ho, 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 Santa here. This December, join me at Sea Island and get in the Christmas spirit early with 25% off room reservations at the Cloister or the Lodge. Experience Sea Island as it transforms into a coastal winter wonderland. Receive a $250 resort credit per stay to use on some of our newest experiences, like Holiday Camp Cloister, Story Time with Scout, and Bike Tour with me, Santa. Reserve this limited time offer today by visiting SeaIsland.com or call 1-800-SEA-ISLAND. Offer subject to availability. Terms apply.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com.
This can't be true.
What?
Every time,
The
like
sex
you,
strike, or
yeah, that. Like, I mean, whenever George or Tim gives me what's my first question, George, that I always ask you?
You're always right.
No, that's not a question. That's
No.
a statement.
You asked me what source did I use?
Yes, because sometimes it's easy to be fooled, and this Whoopi Goldberg.
I did.
Huh?
I saw that as well.
What's your source?
The View. I saw her say it.
She said it on The View?
Yeah.
This is not AI Whoopi?
No, she said that.
How old is Whoopi, first of all?
Let me ask Joe.
And anyway, first of all, I want to say, because I'm on talk radio, I'm sure people think I hate Whoopi. I don't.
69.
I know. She's 69
I
years
love
of age.
Whoopi Gold. I mean, I've always thought she was funny. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't, and I also think, unlike a lot of other people who have opinions, she's been thinking about this stuff all of her adult life. It's not like, I'll take a job on The View and I'll just say things. You could disagree with her. I disagree with her on a lot of things. But I believe usually, just like for me, usually, maybe all of us, you could say usually, I think her opinions come from an organic place. I don't think that but this I find unusual. No ageism here, She's still very good, a good-looking woman. So what is this?
Whoopi Goldberg announces she is joining women in their sex strike.
Joining them. She's not starting it.
No.
She's joining them, but I mean...
And what is it for?
Can we remember something? I'd have to see it. Can we find it for the audio?
Yeah, I'll pull it.
She is a comedian. So let's not make and I'm not saying that this is it, but let's not make the mistake the media makes with Trump an awful lot when he makes a joke and then they
maybe she's
report
being
it.
sarcastic.
Yeah, I mean,
I saw it this morning. I didn't think it was that.
You didn't think it was a
crazy.
joke, but she looked right in the camera and go, first of all, whoever she's married to or living with.
No, she's more so like encouraging.
Okay,
Yeah, it's not.
Because I'm
I
saying
didn't
it's
think
like
it
I'm
was-
assuming if you're with Whoopi Goldberg, you probably voted for Harris. So why take it out on the person who did what you think that they should have done?
It's like being mad.
Because you're it's your type.
Isn't she with women?
I never know.
She's always been with men.
No, she was with Frank Langella for a long time. That actor. She was with Ted Danson for a long time.
I know, but I thought that
Is she with a woman
the last
now?
I heard was that she was lesbian.
Really? Okay. I did not know that.
Well, no MAGA women.
Well, I guess she's got Marjorie Taylor Greene. Sorry, you're gonna have to put those dreams
come
on.
No yoga.
My dreams are crushed.
No yoga with Whoopi.
George wants to say something. Yes.
I've got the audio if you'd like it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hear it. Wes, you can stick around as long as you want. I don't want to eat up your time here.
Well, I'm here till 6:30.
Okay. All right. Well, we only have like 2 minutes. You can't stay till 7. What do you? We got soccer practice. This guy's got 19 different things.
He wants to hear the Midhead song too.
That's true. Look, I'm gonna play it. Oh my goodness, the pressures. Yeah, I walk in the first 15 minutes. I know you've been sick. Welcome back. Now it's like, hey, play that thing again.
Hey, no, that's not true.
Yeah, hey,
Take
play
that
that.
back.
Hey, you play that.
I asked you how you were feeling.
You did, yes. Okay, no, that's what I'm saying. But it's weared off.
Weird?
Worn
It
off.
weared.
Weared off.
It done weared off. Okay, what do you get? Hit it.
I dare, you didn't get here by yourself, man. You can't do this without us. And if we don't let you, you don't get any. It's that simple. It's that simple.
I think it's still a little tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
I'm taking it as tongue-in-cheek. I don't think she's calling for a movement.
That would be ridiculous to take out on your spouse what your neighbor may have done.
Yeah. It's like, well, you better go talk to him.
It's like the Andersons voted for Trump, so now I'm not going to have sex with you.
Wherever Whoopi
They're not gonna
lives,
swap.
whatever high-rise building that Whoopi lives in, everybody in the building voted like Whoopi.
Yeah.
Because they're all doing fine. When you're rich, it's an inconvenience. All right, Wes, you have to leave us?
Yeah.
All right, well, tell people. I'm not yelling at you. I want you to be able to tell people how to get more Wes Moss.
I'd love to tell people as well. It's easy to do so. Yourwealth.com, which is our website. yourwealth.com. It's great to be back and love to see you guys.
Hey, Wes, it's always great to have you. Andrew Seco says it's a tough ride on 75 north and south through Marietta.
Very tough all day, looking very busy through Marietta and Kennesaw. Now have a new crash, 75 right at Highway 5. This exit 267 causing delays all the way back past the South Loop. And it looks like we even now might have something else. Looking at the jam cam, a crash in some center lane, 75 south at Delk Road, exit 261. Maybe high time to keep hitting Highway 41 to dodge those delays. Looks like we might also have something affecting those express lanes here as you head southbound from the South Loop down towards I-285. So remember, keep using Highway 41 as an alternate through here. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, rides on the downtown connector looking jammed up. 75-85 northbound and southbound. Those brake lights stretch from University Ave to 17th Street. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome to the Financial Symphony High Note of the Week. Here's your host and founder of the Lloyd Advisory Group, Mark Lloyd.
A good retirement plan, a good financial plan is not getting a plan and be done. It's not done at the conception of the plan. It's actually always being tweaked and modified and reviewed. And as things are happening that we can't control, we have to adjust the plan.
Yeah.
That's why working with a holistic advisor who is doing that for you, and more importantly, keeping that lines of communication open by having those regular reviews. Those reviews where they're not only reviewing performance of the investment portfolio, but actually seeing if you're still on track with your plan is critical. And that's covering not outliving your money. It's covering market volatility. It's covering inflation. It's covering taxes. It's covering healthcare costs. It's covering the legacy plan. What happens to your money when you die? What's left over? Making it as simple as you can for your estate. And all of that is you can learn about where you stand with your specific, unique situation by picking up the phone.
The phone number is 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Call today to get your retirement started on a high note. 770-766-5611.
Lloyd Advisory Services, LLC, Lloyd Advisory Group, a federally registered investment advisor under the Investment Advisors Act of 1940. Registration as an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Lloyd Advisory Services, LLC and the Lloyd Advisory Group are affiliated but separate entities. The oral and written communications of an advisor provide you with information about which you determine to hire or retain an advisor. Lloyd Advisory Group, Form ADV Part 2A and 2B, can be obtained by visiting advisorinfo.sec.gov and search for our firm name. Neither the information nor any opinion expressed is to be construed as solicitation to buy or sell a security of personalized investment, tax, or legal advice.
If you're in the market as a home buyer or seller, there's a lot of noise out there and a lot of options. Should you find a company to buy your home, or accept a guaranteed cash offer, or do a traditional sale? Each of these has an upside and each has a downside. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, founder of Clario Real Estate. My team and I can offer all of these, and we help our clients sort through these choices every day. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the next 6 to 12 months, we can give you clarity so you can decide with confidence. My team and I are the experts. We have helped hundreds of families move and are ranked in the top 5% nationally. At Clario Real Estate, we can provide clarity on the best approach for you. Oh, and I'm also the real estate expert and host of the show Inside Georgia Real Estate, airing right here every Saturday at 1 p.m. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and tune in this Saturday at 1 p.m. for more. Clario Real Estate, real clarity, real certainty for the real value of your home.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, a scathing 97-page Justice Department report on horrid conditions at the troubled Fulton County Jail.
Our investigation revealed unacceptably high incidents of assaults and stabbings.
U.S. Attorney Ryan Buchanan says jail staff many times are unaware of violence.
We uncovered incidents where hours or even days passed before victims of assaults were discovered by staff.
Fulton County Chairman Rob Pitt says they are making progress at the jail.
We've made a lot of changes and adjustments so far, although I will admit that we have things that we need to accomplish.
The Justice Department report finds conditions at the jail violate the Constitution and federal law. 54 degrees in Atlanta. How much of a warm-up tomorrow as the sun returns? Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. This just in, President-elect Trump says he is nominating former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins as Veterans Affairs Secretary. Collins is currently chaplain in the United States Air Force Reserve Command, and he fought in the Iraq War. He served as U.S. Representative for Georgia's 9th District from 2013 to 2021. Also, Trump is nominating Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. Trump says Kennedy will restore health agencies to the traditions of gold standard scientific research and beacons of transparency. 3 men convicted in a deadly shooting at a Douglas County Sweet 16 party get prison time.
The court imposes a sentence of 320 years imprisonment.
Emotions erupt as the judge sentences Kingston Cotman, Timothy Coleman, and Takel Smart to hundreds of years in prison for their roles in the Douglasville shoot-up that left 2 teens dead. The 3 found guilty of gang, gun, and assault charges. A 14 and 15-year-old were killed when the gang fired randomly into a crowd of 100 teens at a Sweet 16 party. Several others were wounded. 4 others are already in prison after pleading guilty. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
Murder in the Park. Brookhaven Police Chief Brandon Gurley credits the use of flock cameras and license plate readers for helping investigators track down 3 suspects in a deadly shooting last Saturday at Blackburn Park.
It is without a doubt the technology led us to such a quick arrest.
Police say the suspects lured 21-year-old Brandon Davis of Decatur to the park under the pretense of a business transaction with the intent to rob him. He was shot near the tennis courts. New charges are filed today against an Amazon delivery driver accused in a deadly hit-and-run accident in Cherokee County.
24-year-old London Best was arrested after he allegedly struck and killed 79-year-old Sandra Fitz of Canton and then left the scene. Already jailed on first-degree vehicular homicide, Best is now also facing several drug charges after a search of the vehicle, according to Captain Jay Baker.
He is now charged with possession of marijuana less than 1 ounce, possession of a Schedule 1 narcotic being THC wax, and possession of drug-related objects.
Best is being held without bond at the Cherokee Adult Detention Center. He will have a first appearance hearing this afternoon. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A mother and daughter are accused of punching a DFAX employee and kidnapping 2 children in Gwinnett County. Police say Starlita Moore took her kids during a court-mandated visitation at a trampoline park.
Even though she was the mother of these 2 children, she was not allowed to have custody of them. The children were previously taken by DFAX and were in DFAX custody.
Sergeant Colin Flynn with Gwinnett Police says Moore's 19-year-old daughter helped take the younger kids, ages 8 and 5. The 2 women were later arrested in Alabama. Both kids are safe and back in the custody of DFAX. A missing persons case is now a death investigation after a 25-year-old Navy sailor from Metro Atlanta is found dead in southeast Georgia. 25-year-old Devin Jeter of Scottdale was last seen on the night of November 7th after he was dropped off at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport to rent a car for a trip to Jacksonville, Florida, where he was stationed. The GBI says a fisherman discovered the body along the Ocmulgee River in Telfair County. It is now 6:34, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic begins now with Andrew Seco.
Checking some new delays heading through Sewanee. Got a crash into Center Lane 85 North or Lawrenceville-Sewanee Road. That's exit 111, stretching you all the way back towards 316. You may want to hop on Satellite Boulevard to dodge those delays. Connector still jammed up north and south. You are riding brakes from 17th Street down towards I-20. And our ride on Atlanta's bypass, the perimeter looking a little tough through Sandy Springs. The outer has you slowing and going 285 west from Roswell Road all the way past I-75. That's exit 20. With a look at a very busy corridor today, Marietta, Kennesaw, the northwest. Here's Veronica Harrell, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Yeah, and it won't stop. I've got a crash now. Travel advisory 75 southbound over at Delk Road, exit 261. It takes out 2 center lanes. And also, folks, you're not going to be able to use the express lanes. Unfortunately, DOT, they're doing some maintenance work to it. So those Peach Pass lanes are closed. So if you want to bypass this, you're going to have to think about using Highway 41 and 75 northbound, watching some brake lights into Kennesaw. 400 northbound, tap of the brakes through Sandy Springs. And again through Alpharetta. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Cloudy skies for this evening, but the clouds are slowly moving out of the metro region late tonight. So clear skies for tomorrow morning, lows in the mid-40s. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 64. This weekend, brilliant sunshine, morning lows in the 40s, daytime highs in the mid-60s. Mostly sunny on Monday, morning low 47, afternoon high 72.
It is 54 in Midtown Atlanta, 50 in Dunwoody, and 54 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
If you're looking for an exceptional Swiss timepiece, visit Terra Fine Jewelry today. They have exceptional Swiss watches from Tag Heuer and the finest selection in Atlanta of pre-owned Rolex. It's where I've been shopping for over 25 years. Terra Fine Jewelry in Beaufort.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
You don't have time for small sales, so we're going big. For one day only, you can get up to 50% off New South windows and doors. Just visit our showroom on November 16th and bring your window and door measurements for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Get New South windows and doors for up to half the price, in person only. November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 to find a showroom near you.
Attention men, are you suffering from ED or PE? Here's an important message from Choice Men's Health.
I'm Dr. Katz and I'm the Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Are you performing the way you want to in the bedroom? If the answer is no and you've tried Viagra, Cialis, and Levitra and were disappointed, then you need to come see us immediately. If you don't see results on the first visit, then there's no charge. Many of our patients have medical conditions such as diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and prostate problems. I'm happy to say that we have 98% success rate with all our patients. Our customized solutions will allow you to perform within 10 minutes and last an hour and even longer. You can regain your love life and tackle your ED and PE problems. Guys, your partner will never complain again. Our clinic has the most affordable prices, so if you visit other clinics and you're not completely satisfied, then you need to call Choice Men's Health.
Regain your love life regardless of your age or medical history. Choice Men's Health guarantees results on your first visit or you pay nothing. Call now, 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
All right. It's nice to know there are happy people in the world, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah.
Tim Andrews.
Boy, that would make me happy.
Yeah, it's just nice to know there are happy people.
Yes, yes.
Like
Shiny,
Autumn Fisher.
happy people. She's very happy.
She's happy.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you happy?
So happy.
So rich
Gosh,
and happy.
So rich.
You got it
My
all.
Pockets. You know what? I'm having to sew more pockets onto my clothes because I don't have any place to put my money.
You know, that's why they refer to her as Autumn. She's got it all, Fisher.
That's right. She's Except for got it money. all.
I like that. That should be her little slogan. Autumn Fisher.
She's got it all.
Oh, I isolate
She's got it all.
Isolate that, George.
Why does George have his hand up? Is there more breaking news? Did Trump name the crocodile hunter's son for the Department of... is everything good?
Everything's great.
All right. Sometimes with George, is that George sighing?
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I meant to. I'm sorry.
So what about Alex Jones? No more InfoWars.
Yeah, the Onion bought it.
Which is, kind of hilarious.
But there was some tomfoolery that went with that. They bent some rules so that way it didn't have to go to the highest bidder.
Right. It's I believe it's referred to as Tom Canery.
Oh.
Yeah.
I worked with him. He ran the track.
Tom Canery.
Tom Canery high up over 285 right now.
So it was a thing. And so it was engineered by the parents of the kids, and
it didn't have to go to the
as I've
highest
always
bidder,
said,
because there were people that were in the interests of Alex Jones that were thinking about buying it.
There were like billionaires who agreed with them, or multimillionaires
Correct.
who could get together and try to buy it. So they've kept it. I don't know.
The Autumn Fishers of the world.
The Alex Jones thing for me is, number one, I can completely and totally understand the parents who are trying to ruin him. I absolutely understand that emotionally. Constitutionally, I don't know that if you say false things, that your life should be ruined. And these were heinous false things. And I'm not a lawyer, and I wasn't there during the trial or whatever, so I can't be an expert on it. I can't. But are we saying that he should never work? I mean, what are we saying? Are we saying that he should die on the streets?
Well, he already has a new apparatus ready to go. It's called what's it called, George?
Alex Jones Network.
Yeah.
So
I didn't mean to shoehorn the topic in, but he sighed, and it reminded me.
No.
of the
But
big sigh I
his
had
But
this
what I'm
morning.
saying. So his new thing. So my guess is that because in this country they probably can't completely, totally crush him and not allow him to. He just can't use that vehicle. Right.
There's no more InfoWars. The studio's been taken away. The entire warehouse of all his,
But he
supplements and things is
can
gone.
start another thing.
And that's what he's done.
And probably what I would guess is these same billionaires that were willing to buy the old name will probably be the money behind him as he builds the new thing.
Or
he's going to go on Joe Rogan and some other things. And ultimately, in the end, both sides, I guess, will kind of end up where they want to be. At this point. He would not have wanted to go through any of it. He was humiliated legally by the parents of the kids. That's what they wanted. They probably wanted more. But at some point, like I said, you can't in this country just say, well, now this guy has to die on the streets. He doesn't have the right to make money doing what he does. So
No, but I mean that's not anything that's happening legally for him to be out on the streets and not able to work ever.
yes, it is. When you take all the assets that a person has built up.
Tell me
over,
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the comparison there. I think a lot of people would like to see what Rudy Giuliani is going through because you missed this earlier this week, Eric. He put out a GoFundMe. He says he can't afford food or anything like that, so he put up a $250,000.
He says he can't afford food.
He can't, so he put up a
And
GoFundMe
he needs
for
$200,000.
$250,000.
Autumn, they took everything away from him. It doesn't
He can't-
matter
no,
how.
But hold on, but we all know if you're Rudy Giuliani and you say you can't afford food, where's your credit card?
You said that on the other day, but
you have to pay that
You got to pay
back.
the bill.
You got to pay
Yeah,
the bill.
but no. Well, I mean, listen, you can just build it up. You can't. There are ways.
What,
and
he's like
there's no way
80
he's not
years
ever
old.
gonna make money
He's
ever
like
again.
80 years old. What's he to get a job at McDonald's?
Whatever. Don't pay it then. Just be in debt. Get a credit card. Don't ask civilians to pay for your food.
Why shouldn't people who support him be allowed to support him?
Well, they can, but I just think it's lame to reach out and say I can't afford
I think it's
food.
lame that you say that if somebody says something false publicly, then they can be destroyed. Completely.
I don't think it's that something that
they took
can
away
be
his
destroyed.
homes. They took away his homes, his
But they
cars.
took away his homes to pay for stuff, right? That
No, they took away his homes to pay the people that sued him.
For the
same
civil
thing.
right, and so he
same thing
had
with
repercussions for what he
Right.
said, and
Right.
he owed the money, and they
Right.
had to take his assets. So he
Right.
needs to. He shouldn't say
But the
things
question
like that.
is, do other people say outrageous things and they're left alone? That's the question.
Well, of course, that happens everywhere all the time. There's always crimes or slights that
the
go
First
on.
Amendment does not exist for speech that we agree with. The
Oh, I know. I
First
agree with you.
Amendment-
I'm not saying that.
So, he was found basically guilty of slander, right?
Right. So that's legal, right?
No,
Guilty
I'm not-
for slander.
Jane. I'm arguing with a
Susan,
woman.
please. Call me Susan.
Susan.
It was a civil trial.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not saying that wasn't legal. What I'm saying is the point that I was making was legally you can't crush somebody to the point that they do have a right. If Giuliani was 60 and he just wanted to go practice law, well, he can't do that. But that was taken away as part of it. But if he wanted to consult or something, I don't know, he could do that. I believe that Rudy Giuliani should have paid a price for targeting these two innocent people and slandering them. I believe that, Mike. But it's when you take, for instance, Trump, where the only guilty verdicts they ever got against him were in a district that voted overwhelmingly against him when he won the election, and it's like judge shopping, where if that same set of facts with Rudy Giuliani or Trump had been moved to, say, Iowa in front of a jury of Iowans, then probably neither of them, Trump would not have been found guilty. Giuliani, even if found guilty, they put on these juries come back quite often. It depends on who's lobbying for you, right? So if the pharmaceutical company and the jury comes back and says the verdict is for $455 million, we've decided. Well, the pharmaceutical companies have a lot of powerful people who talk to other powerful people. And quite often the judge will come back in and go, well, that's excessive.
Right.
We're going to hit them with
Yeah.
$35 million. If you don't have that and you're in a jurisdiction that people hate you as a person, then the jury members can hit you with some kind of outrageous penalty. And then the judge, who also hates you, goes, yeah, that sounds good to me. So that's what, when you hear like on CNN or MSNBC or these other people say, the American people have elected a criminal who has been blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
convicted felon has been elected president.
The American people said, we looked at that and we think that it wasn't real. Even the E. Jean Carroll thing, the American people were like, he was famous. It was the 1980s. Why this makes no sense to us? And then the jury or the whether it's the judge, whoever does it, the fine is some crazy $80 million and all of this. It's like, no, the American people, Jimmy Kimmel, don't believe that they elected a felon. They believe that was engineered by people who hate him, and they don't want their court system to do that. Now, if you hate Trump, what I just said is something you have to accept. And imagine somebody going after one of your heroes. Obama killed American citizens on foreign battlefields. He killed them knowing they were American citizens. He didn't go down, pick them up, bring them back to America, charge them with something, put them on trial, have a trial in front of a jury, and have a jury. You think that could not be engineered into some sort of law case where you could go after Obama after he left the presidency? If you were to go to, I don't know, go to a courtroom in Alabama somewhere? That's the point. The First Amendment is not for speech that you agree with. It's for speech that makes you sick to your stomach. And the courts are not there to protect the people who obviously are good people that you like. The courts are there to treat everybody with the same standards. And so they say, nobody's above the law. That's true, but no one's below it either. So that's what the American people are judging on these things. And with Alex Jones, like Giuliani, I would say, I think that he put these people through a horrible thing. And I'm not a lawyer. I find it plausible that there's a way that you could convict him of something. I don't know. Maybe not even that. Because like I said, free speech is for hurtful speech, awful speech. What the thing that you can't do is point to somebody's house and say to a mob, let's go burn that down. You absolutely cannot do that. But this idea that your speech inspired others to do things because they heard you speak, you're getting on very slippery slope there. And that's what the American people are talking about. Giuliani deserved the guilty verdict, I believe, but it doesn't mean that he has to be completely and totally ruined. And if those, and I believe you could have found juries all around the country that would not have punished that hard. And that's what you cannot point to people and say, I don't like that person. Go with a fine-tooth comb and find anything. I want to put that person in prison. Our court system is not built that way. Somebody should walk in, make a complaint, the prosecution investigates, and then they say, we've got enough. We're going to prosecute. Not the person, the crime. Andrew Seco says there are heavy delays on 85 in Sewanee.
Heavy indeed. Earlier crash still causing trouble. 85 north of Lawrenceville-Sewanee Road, exit 111. Jamming you back to the 316 fork. You want to hop on Satellite Boulevard to save you some time here. New trouble in Clarkston. Got a stall in the center lane on the inner 285 south of Covington Highway that's exit 43. And eyes on new trouble near the ballpark. We're on 285 westbound with a stall in the center lane as you pass I-75 that's exit 20. With a look at Midtown downtown in the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, here's Kobe Dawkins.
Yeah, downtown rides jammed up. 75 85 northbound and southbound from Langford Parkway to 17th Street. This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Get your organic fall favorites at Whole Foods Market. Save on organic sweet potatoes through November 19th while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? Well, that's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They'll handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades at no upfront cost. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
If you're in the market as a home buyer or seller, there's a lot of noise out there and a lot of options. Should you find a company to buy your home, or accept a guaranteed cash offer, or do a traditional sale? Each of these has an upside and each has a downside. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, founder of Clario Real Estate. My team and I can offer all of these, and we help our clients sort through these choices every day. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the next 6 to 12 months, we can give you clarity so you can decide with confidence. My team and I are the experts. We have helped hundreds of families move and are ranked in the top 5% nationally. At Clario Real Estate, we can provide clarity on the best approach for you. Oh, and I'm also the real estate expert and host of the show Inside Georgia Real Estate, airing right here every Saturday at 1 p.m. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and tune in this Saturday at 1 p.m. for more. Clario Real Estate. Real clarity, real certainty for the real value of your home.
If I said to focus your energy, where would you start? Let's say you run a business, a school campus, a hospital, or a government facility. Finding ways to save can be overwhelming, but Georgia Power has energy efficiency tips and rebates to help. Things like improving lighting with LEDs, making HVAC upgrades, adding building controls, and more. Look, you've got a business to run and numbers to hit. Georgia Power can help you focus your energy where it matters most. Learn more at georgiapower.com/biz.
This is Monica Pearson for My Plumber Superior Plumbing. The owner, Jay Cunningham, has been serving Atlanta for almost 40 years. They are Atlanta's plumber. Most other plumbing companies have been purchased by private equity conglomerates. Superior Plumbing is entrenched in the community, but the reason I chose Superior Plumbing is that they respect your time with on-time appointments and quality work done right the first time.
Superior, the honest one, call 770-422-PLUM.
So right now may be the perfect time for you to rethink how you pay for health care. And here's why. This time of year is decision time for a lot of people, but it's also when you can join Medi-Share and save even more than usual. For many families, joining Medi-Share means saving about $500 a month, which is a game changer for a lot of people, obviously. But what's more, Medi-Share members like it a lot. Their satisfaction rate is 98%. Imagine that. And Medi-Share is a proven thing, too, for over 30 years. It's a Christian community of hundreds of thousands of people now. And here's the thing. If you join before November 15th and you mention the promo code SHARE, they'll waive your application fee, so you save even more right off the bat. I'll give you the number here in a second, but just call and you'll get a price within 2 minutes. And again, the deadline is November 15th. So call now. You'll save even more. Here's the number: 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
All right, we don't have a lot of time. We've got enough time to brag about this new city-state that we're creating between Buckhead and Midtown called Midhead, and we're proud.
Yeah. We ain't Buckhead, we ain't Midtown, we ain't downtown, and yo, we ain't uptown. We West Peachtree, Sherwood Forest to be exact. Cross from Spring Street, a little off the track. We need a new name for where we're coming from. Call it Midhead, gonna beat it like a drum. Midhead, where there's nothing good to eat. Midhead, electric scooters line the street. Midhead, where you gonna get the scoop. Midhead, where Tim Andrews took a poop. We ordered DoorDash, we stuck in traffic. Midhead is rough, man, think you can hack it? Our bosses see us, don't wanna be us. Robot Cafe is how they feed us. People walk by, don't wanna scare them. Don't be afraid, Joe, that's Mark Aram. Gas station dinner, that's Shelley Winter. We ain't generics, we got 2 Erics. Minute, where the dogs are chopping wood. Minute, it's the bumpin' neighborhood. Minute, come on by and take a photo. Minute, say hi to Jared Yamamoto. Minute, where the crawl space is never wet. Minute, nicest folks you've ever met. Minute, that's right, you don't need a fact checker. Minute, we can even fix your We ain't Buckhead, we ain't Midtown, we ain't downtown, we ain't rundown. We ain't 5 Points, we ain't the Highlands. Come down to Midhead, we'll keep you smiling. Midhead, where every girlie is a snack. Midhead, where Dr. Joe can fix your back. Midhead, our studios will make you shiver. Midhead, come kiss a bee next to a river. Midhead, where everybody loves to dance. Midhead, Ashley Frasca helps your plants.
Representing.
Hell yeah.
Tim Andrews. Great job.
Word.
Great
Thank
job.
I'm glad that Midhead's sticking. That's where we are now.
Is that why it's... Never mind.
Eric's locked and loaded there.
Will the word play ever end?
With super glue there.
I don't know. I just thought it was the name of a city. I don't know where you guys are. All right. We have the Coaches Show next, and that will be followed by Hondo and the All-Stars. Unfortunately, Ringo taking the evening off. That music is telling us 2 things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. You know us. We do what we're told. Back tomorrow, 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on your journey. Do not piss off the genie.
At 6:56, tracking trouble through Cobb, Cherokee County. Our 75 sector is still looking really tough. The crash still active 75 south of Canton Road, exit 267. And we're on the outer loop, 285 westbound, converging at 75. That's exit 20. Stalling a center lane. JMD back all the way towards Rossell Road. That's exit 25. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. You'll have a wonderful evening. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
I've been hearing about people getting scammed because of that desire to find remote work or hybrid work. If this is something that's important in your life, I put together a guide at Clark.com so you can find legitimate opportunities for you to work remotely.